Zandvoort. And are we ready for the Dutch Grand Prix? Hopefully stuff is working. Obviously we'll have the timings and everything. Yeah, FIA says rain in the next 15 minutes, but so far it should stay dry during the race. I'm not sure how much you can predict the weather where Zandvoort is, to be honest with you. We've had this before where stuff's been predicted and it ends up different. But yeah, welcome Chai, welcome Martin, Funky, Star Tamer, Yanis as well, Random H, Blacker in the house. Put this onto the live chat. Welcome Eric von Eric as well. Good morning. Yeah, so I wouldn't count on it either which way. I'd say it's going to be unpredictable. Got qualifying results here, and I've also got championship standings because I want to run through. Now it hasn't started yet. I think my timer is going to be well out. Actually, my timer's not well out. My timer's okay. I must have predicted this last time. It's not that far out, is it? Is that timer okay? Let's put the timer there. Yeah, hanging out a bit before the race. Could you tone down the lighting a little bit? When am I doing streams next that are going to be like really bad times for me? When are the... Have I gone through all the really bad time ones already? Have I done like Japan and Australia? I've done Australia. Have I done Japan? I've done China. There's way too many races in Formula 1. It's too confusing. I must have some really bad time zone ones. How do time zones work? West to east. Vegas. Vegas ain't great. Mexico's not bad. Mexico's pretty prime time for me, actually. Time is okay. So qualifying, yeah, Lando on top, although it seems that the McLaren is quite good in the high speed stuff, and that just is irrelevant for the race because you burn the tyres. So George ahead of Kimi, Oscar in 4th. Very close between all of those. Then Lewis out qualifying Charles again. 4/10 between the top 6. Then Max, then Lawson. Lawson only a 10th off Max jumping into that car is incredible. Azerbaijan shouldn't be that bad. Azerbaijan should just be a bit earlier in the day. But Azerbaijan shouldn't be that bad. I mean, even all the Middle East ones now, they do it at night time, don't they? Is there any Middle East race that's not at night time? Bahrain's at night, Qatar's at night, and Abu Dhabi's at night. So they're all fine as well. Just a little fun fact, the Dutch royal family is also a track. Dutch live blog just shared a picture of the king, queen and one of the princesses. Very nice. See, I think there was a chat message earlier that said essentially the reason why this is the last Dutch Grand Prix is that the Dutch government ain't financially kind of like, what's the word to use? What's the word? Bribing. They're not going to like artificially prop this up. But that means I think we should have next year, we should have like the Bahrain Grand Prix of Netherlands. And it can just be set in Zandvoort. I have to be honest, right? Like, I've seen a lot of stuff about how, oh, Zandvoort's going off the calendar, like a lot of nostalgic stuff. It's barely been on the calendar. It's barely been on. Like, save me all this lip service from Formula 1 about, oh, saying goodbye to a legendary track. If you wanted to keep it, you keep it. It's barely been on. You haven't allowed it to really, in my opinion, be a legendary track in the modern era. Because it hasn't done enough Grand Prix. So, yeah. I don't like all this, like, farewell to Zandvoort stuff Formula 1's doing. Like it's been on the calendar for 30 years. It hasn't. Welcome, PPR. I wonder if the king will present the trophy. Is the king going to get champagne then? Bortoletto in P9 in the Audi, out qualifying Hulkenberg quite a bit, or getting into Q3 anyway. Lindblad out qualifying Sonoda. Gasly P11. Looking at Q2 times now. Look how much faster F1 went in Q3. Was that weather dependent? That must be weather. That has to be weather. Carlos Sainz not getting out of Q1. Goodness me. It's close between them as well, Sainz and Albon. And Behrman, not a good result for Behrman. And then what's the time difference between the Astons and the Cadillacs? About a second off. So the King is actually a pilot on the Boeing 37 now. He flies for KLM. So what? So if I fly KLM, there's a chance I can have the King flying me. Is that real? Is that real? Are we sure? I'm not going to dispute it. I don't have any information to the contrary. Not anymore, but he did do it. Oh, okay. So did he marry the Queen then? Is that how it happened? That's actual facts. Okay, so this is championship standings. AK, Andrea, 224. I tell you what, he's done well in that first part of the season to get such a big gap. I cannot believe that George Russell's not in second, by the way. And the unbelievable stat for me at the top that I'm looking at is that Hamilton is second in the championship and he's only got one win. And he's only 50 points off Kimi. Let's see what happens today. I mean, going by the qualifying, it doesn't seem like the Ferraris are going to trouble the Mercedes, but I don't think we can rule out... we can't rule out a Hamilton championship just yet. Put it like that. We can't rule it out, in my opinion. Lando, who I think is it back-to-back poles for Lando? Lando is 5th in the championship. I tell you, if Kimi gets disqualified or something, then this is the most exciting championship we've had since like 2013 or something. I mean, pretty much all of Vettel's championships ended up being quite exciting. Is that correct? Learn how to customize the bot. Is that the bot throwing shade at me? Because we have not customized the bot for about 4 years. We should have done. Piastri, 96 points. Who's getting schooled by their teammates? Russell's getting schooled. Piastri's getting schooled. Hadjar's getting schooled. Colapinto's getting schooled. Lindblad's getting schooled by Lawson. Ocon's getting absolutely schooled. And Bortoletto is dog-walking Hulkenberg. He would have predicted it. The King lost for his Boeing flight in March this year. What happened to David Coulthard? Well, absolutely dog-walked by Mika Hakkinen. And Webber? Was it Webber? I can't remember. Okay, but that's first half of the season. Let's see second half of the season. Looking at the qualifying there, so Lando's 90 points off Antonelli. But we've seen like in the last couple of years, right? We've seen drivers go on charges at the end of the season. Like Lando, was it Lando doing it in 24? And then ironically, did Max do it in 25? Oh, is it a spiker? Oh, no, this can't be live. This can't be live. If it's live pictures, it's raining right now. It can't be live. It has to be some canned bit. It has to be some canned bit. There's some interview with Laurent Mekies and it's raining. It can't be now. It can't be now. Can anyone confirm? Welcome BCRE Sports. Oh, it is currently raining because it is live. So it is raining on the grid. But where Max is, it's not. Max is on circuit in the Spiker and it's not raining at all. It's sunny. And Max is going through... Where is Max on circuit? He's going through one of the final corners. So how is it raining on the grid and where Max is? I'm telling you, the weather here, weather's... And then you want to get rid of this flight, the Dubai Slopperdrome. Come on, this is proper racetrack, proper location. Defo rain. But is it? Can anyone also confirm that Max is on track in a Spiker and it's sunny? And his boss, Laurent Mekies. I think Max is going through the last corner right now. It doesn't make any sense to me. Is the Max stuff canned video? What the hell? This doesn't make... My brain isn't going to work this out. Max is going through the last corner and it's sunny. Laurent Mekies is on the grid wearing an umbrella from the rain. I need people to help me out here because... I'm very confused. That was earlier. Okay, so the Max bit was canned. So it is raining right now. So confirmed it is raining right now. And chance of rain going up to 10%. Okay. So we have rain on the grid right now. That's current. Yeah, Max in the pits. The car's getting prepped. He'll do installation laps in about 3 minutes. Obviously, we'll get the live timing and everything up. Okay. Anyone remember? Was it 2023 here with when Max had like 4 pit stops? Perez had an absolute nightmare race. It's a fun circuit as well. It's a fun circuit. I mean, I actually like... Is it... Can I make it bigger? 8, 9, 10 are really awkward corners. 8, 9, 10 are completely different corners depending on what car you're driving. When I say car, I don't mean like a Ferrari F1 to Red Bull. I mean like a Mazda MX-5 to like a GT3 to like a Formula car. They're completely different corners, 8, 9, 10. 11's a lot of fun. There's a lot of character in the circuit. 3's a lot of fun. 3's a lot of fun in the rain. 4, 5, 6 is kind of like in the rain's a lot of fun. 7's fun. 8, 9, 10 like I shouldn't like because they're awkward, but weirdly I like them. 11's fun. Reminds me a bit of like Donington. 12's fun. 13 I can never... 13 and 14... if I've dialed it in, it's fun. Otherwise, I end up losing a load of speed down the straight. And obviously, 1's fun. 2's fun because it's awkward. How many cars are you doing on a track? I mean, in iRacing, I've driven a lot of different cars here. When I did my F4 iRacing Championship 6 years ago, I think we did quite a few rounds here in the F4s. God, 6 years ago? Then I've done Mazda Racing here, League Racing, GT3s I've done here, and I've driven it in F1 cars, all in sim. According to the Buin radar, this is 20 minutes of rain in Zandvoort now. Welcome Bruno Albano as well. Welcome Bruno. Jack, can we all welcome Bruno Albano? Let's welcome Bruno Albano. Welcome back as well. Good to see you. We are back. We are back. So last weekend I was at Formula E in London. Well, last weekend, Friday, I was at Silverstone, where I came second in the Silverstone Creator Cup. So if I'd won the Silverstone Creators Cup, I'll spoil it. There'll be videos, but I'll spoil it. If I'd won it, there'd be a massive Silverstone trophy here. But anyway, can't win them all. That was a combination of sim racing and karting. I came second in the sim racing out of 20 creators. and I came third in the karting out of 20 creators, and I came third by 1 second. And it was a reverse grid. I qualified second in the karting, which meant I started on the back row. And I finished after half an hour 1 second off third because I was making my way through. And if I'd got second, I would have won the whole thing. But anyway, I had fun. And then Saturday, I went to Formula E London. Love it. Really sad that Formula E is not going to be at the Excel. I think it's the most underrated track ever. I should make a video on it. That was fun. Got to see people like Pascal, Taylor Barnard, all that stuff. Released a lot of stuff on Instagram. Instagram stories for that kind of stuff. And then Sunday, I did motorbike commentary at Virginia International Raceway and got to speak with all of the motorcycle riders. So last weekend was a lot of fun. What did I do yesterday? Yesterday I did Gran Turismo, didn't I? Because my wheelbase stopped working, which I've got to fix. Something strange is going on, Drakey says. What's strange going on? What are you feeling? Give us the intel. I show speed one. Oh, is there a Red Bull? Is there a Red Bull? Is that Max? No, I think he was just waiting for a practice start out of the pits. Yeah, and I don't need any more trophies. It was fun. I got to meet other creators. The most important thing I took away from going to Silverstone was that you know that I don't like going to Silverstone for the Formula One. It's just way too busy. The parking's a mess. I don't like it for Formula One. But going to Silverstone, going karting, no traffic, no parking, park right at the park literally on the grid of the go-kart circuit. I really enjoy the circuit. I'm fast. I'm a fast go-karter still because I haven't been go-karting for ages, months and months and months. I might not have gone go-karting in 2026, and to go there completely cold and come second and have a great time reminds me that I like go-karting and I'm a fast driver. So the thing I took away from that is that I should carve more time to go go-karting. And that's going to be difficult because, you know, on a day like today, it's Sunday, if I want to go go-karting, that's mutually exclusive from doing this watch-along. And I've really got to think about, well, hang on, I'm young, like I'm fast, I'm a fast racing driver. Maybe I should be using more of these weekends to go racing. I don't know, but I enjoyed it. What's my civilian whip? My civilian whip is the Peugeot RCZ. Is Vlatka watching the stream from the beach cafe? Now that sounds like the place to be. Yeah, too wet for slick. So I think drivers have gone out on mixture of tyres. Lawson's off in the gravel. As we speak, Lawson's off on intermediates on the warm-up lap. Okay, it's starting now, everyone. So Lawson completely lost the back end, went into the gravel, didn't go into the barrier or anything. It got too loud, so I returned to... Oh, is that me being too loud? Was everyone in the beach cafe like... Tell that guy to keep it down. Yeah, Lawson's off. Lawson's off.
Keep trying.
Or what I should really do is speak to the go-kart tracks and say, hey, I'd love to do a race here. And then do the watch-along from your premises. Do it from the side of the track or something. It'd be sick. Anthony saying the first half is pretty dry for intermediate tyres, but the second half is wet, quite wet. Quite wet is the scientific term that Kimmy's using. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more drivers go off here, by the way. Would not be surprised. Is this stream recorded? The streams are always recorded. You can watch them later. I don't take down streams. I think that was the meta a few years ago. People are like, oh, you should take down your streams, but I never did it. And now I don't think it's a meta anyway. Dutch live blogs on the amount of overtakes on track per year. Well, that might be correct, but I seem to remember 23 was a very exciting race with the weather because strategy comes into play. So it's a shame there's not enough space on the calendar for Zandvoort. All marquees are out on the grid, by the way. It's all marqueed up. 186 in 2023. How many of those were overtakes in the pits and stuff? I don't know. But yeah, please do leave the like if you're enjoying the stream. Let's try and get to 50 or set a target. Also, we have hit 142,000. Ah, no! Who have I offended? Screw you anyway. So we've hit 142,000 and kind of like, I think 150k would be nice to hit. It's good to be back on Gran Turismo yesterday. That was fun. Even though my wheelbase stopped working. I need to go around the back of it after the stream and mess around with some cables and see why that is. Which I don't like to do. I don't like to mess around with cables, but there we go. Yeah, saying it's a one-stopper. Don't know, it only says the number. Okay. Max happy to see rain. I wonder if Max would have raced it quite a bit. No, Max didn't really do much car racing. Max was in karting and then got fast-tracked to Formula. So you don't race on these car circuits. Chai says Zandvoort is a track that drives fast, so it shouldn't impact the race. So you still think it's not going to impact the race?
Keep your head down.
I mean... Okay, so this is what happened in the motorbike racing I was commentating on Sunday. It was exactly like this in the motorbike race. It was raining like this in the they do some warm-up laps, and I think riders were coming off and it was wet. And then the most experienced rider, a guy called Josh Hayes, who's basically like Sonny Hayes from the F1 movie. So Josh Hayes, who's 51 years of age, and he's racing in like super sport. He decided to start on slicks, and then other riders panicked. Some tried to put slicks on, but then they missed the grid and they had to start from the back of the pits and things like that. And Josh Hayes won the race because even though loads of people overtook him at the beginning, it did then become a race where you wanted to be on slick tyres, and he won it. And I just wonder here if this will separate the men from the boys, so to speak. Because probably, if you're right, then you should be on slicks, but the first couple of laps might be dicey. So you need to be good enough to get round on slicks on a wet circuit. Photos in the Discord. I have to check them out. Apps Dev wonder who will do National Anthem. We'll have to see. Is Dutch National Anthem a banger? I don't know. Drakey's on my apps loading for F1. Your wheelbase stopped working. I'm getting faster on the time trials with a DualSense controller. It's crazy days, crazy times. Davina Michelle, Funky saying. Who is Davina Michelle? Philip, welcome Philip. I got my RS50 yesterday, but on G7 it isn't RS50, so I can bind the buttons. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you use G Pro and you bind it there. It should work. Like, I'm almost 100% certain you can. I think there's just two buttons you can't bind on it. I think it might be RT and LT you can't bind, maybe. But I haven't driven on my G Pro yet. I don't know what's happened. I'll have to check the power adapter thing. I'll try and swap out a micro USB, but I don't have any micro USB cables. That's the problem. And also the port on the back of it is a cutout, so you can't put any one you want there anyway. And what I don't want to do is swap out for RS50. I mean, what I should do is swap out for RS50. But I've had the G Pro here for 4 years. I like it. It's the right circle thing, like the blue. You mean the little rotary dial things? They're doing the F1 anthem on trombones and trumpets. Okay, that sounds like that could be banger territory. Marcel Michel is so hot, wearing too many layers. Yeah, pedals are a big upgrade. Did you go RS pedals or G or Pro pedals? They're both good. They're both load cells. Okay, so I was going to check time. Yeah, about 30 minutes to go till the start of the GP. Max re-signing for Red Bull. Certainly not something I've been predicting. In fact, I've been making content saying he's going everywhere. Mercedes, McLaren, taking a year out. I thought he'd go to McLaren and follow GP, and they'd bump off. Oscar, because that's quite a McLaren thing to do. It's quite a McLaren thing to have like two drivers like that. Think about Hamilton and Button, Hamilton and Alonso. It's quite a McLaren thing to go for a big blockbuster pairing. Yeah, the cool thing is you can always swap them out if you want to. So better to start, work your way up, if that makes sense. Verstappen did admit this may be his last contract with an F1 team, although it does go to 2030. I think it gives him enough time to see the new regs, right? I'm surprised he hasn't used more leverage, though, to shape the regulations. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. If this is live, it's wet, wet, wet. It's wet, wet, wet. Or maybe that was not live. People in the Grand Central ponchos, I think the Van Loons from the KCR racing community are at the circuit. So maybe in the Discord, the Van Loons can give it an update. Try saying it's wet, wet indeed. That's the official scientific term. It's wet, wet out there. Try still convinced it's going to stay dry for the start. The thing is, Chai, there's not going to be a lot of cars going around to dry it off. But if it's windy, I can see it blowing off. But it... Let's see. Let's see how it's going to be. Sergio Perez starting from the pits. What is the point of Cadillac this season? What is the actual point? Oh, does it look like... So everyone's in poncho still. Now there's an interview with Hamilton, but this must be canned. This must be canned because Hamilton will be... His car will be on the grid. This is another old one. Chai said, looking at the weather forecast of Zandvoort, it stops about 2:45 local time. Okay, so in about 12 minutes or so. Yeah, what can Hamilton do in the wet? What about Lawson? Lawson obviously pushing it on the installation laps. Is that because he's really trying to maximize it? By the way, let's say next season the Ferrari is like neck and neck with the Mercedes, and Hamilton's in like an epic championship battle. And let's say Hamilton wins the championship. What are the chances that he retires after that, like on the day? That'd be such a boss move. That'd be like, I've got my 8th title. I'm setting my marker for the next generation. I've achieved everything and more. You know, I've fallen off, come back. Has Hamilton got Allen keys in the cockpit? What's going on there? Why has he got a ruler? A bit of carbon fibre. Is he measuring his mirror or something? Yeah, it's pretty cool to race Silverstone. Leclerc was trying to get to the grid and could not get to the grid. Weirdly, was basically off the circuit. I don't know what happened with Charles Leclerc. And Alfonso, how much longer he's going to be racing. He'll be back at Alpine for sure. Will he pass away? No, that's a bit grim. It might just be as simple as he's going to keep racing, as long as people are going to pay him to keep racing, which is quite admirable. I'd love an Alfonso Hamilton team though. That'd be sick. Imagine which manufacturer could that be? It had to be a manufacturer with real pull. Who could it be? It makes no sense, but no, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. How much? No, it makes no sense. I'm not going to say it. Is my subscriber goal to stay 1? Yeah, I haven't updated it. What should we update? We should update it to what I actually wanted, which is 1500. Let me see. I don't really know how this works though. I just thought it looked cool. Goal level. Set target. 1 5. Let's see if that updates. There we go. But like the ones underneath are meant to be like sub targets or something. I don't understand how the sub targets work. I just think it looks cool. It explains a lot of this YouTube channel. I don't know how it works, but I think it looks cool. New goal is definitely 150k. I should start putting it in videos. Do I watch IndyCar and NASCAR too as well as F1? I may be doing some NASCAR stuff, actually. I don't really watch IndyCar, although I was watching some highlights of practice on yesterday of the Washington DC circuit. It's a difficult year for all teams with the regulation changes. Everyone thought Cadillac had a head start. Yeah, hasn't worked out that way. Iron might line up in the grid properly. Hamilton is known to mark the side of the car as an indicator. Okay, so we just got a glimpse of that, I guess, with like a carbon fiber ruler. Wow, it's a busy grid. It maybe seems even busier with because it's all marqueed up. It's no Martin Brundle on the grid. It's Karun Chandhok and Nico Rosberg. So you have to see what I'm going to do with Formula E next season. I'd love to do more stuff with Formula E. Went to Goodwood, saw them. But it's like these championships like Formula 1, Formula E, etc. They're so big. Go on, Karun. Speak to Adrian Newey. Get your microphone in there. Don't need to ask for permission. No, he's not going to do it. Verstappen talking in German to the Swiss media. Lovely to hear. So I don't think it's raining. No, maybe it is actually because Nico Rosberg's got an umbrella. Is there a chance for Anthony to win the championship? Well, Anthony's favourite to win the championship. What do you mean? That sounds like a really trick question. I think what would be interesting is like which driver. When does a driver mathematically become out of contention? New 2028 IndyCar looks faster. Is that the hybrid? Is that hybrid? So 20 minutes to go or so. I mean, the difference in like reputation between Karun and Nico Rosberg is kind of insane. He'd beat Vettel by 3 years or something. Yeah, but hang on, Antonelli is favourite to win the championship. Even George Russell's saying that. George Russell's like, all the pressure's off me because, you know, I'm playing catch up. I think George Russell is stringing him up in like mind games. George Russell's trying to play mind games, but all the mind games are basically just affecting him. They're affecting no one else. George Russell's in solitary confinement and he's trying to play mind games. Just saying, as Verstappen made such a comeback last year. Yeah, but I must be missing something because when you say, is there a chance for him to win the championship? He has the biggest chance to win. If someone else was to win, it would be a shock. Unless are you talking about Lim? Do you mean Lindblad? Andre Rieu did the national anthem. Okay. Yeah, I was reading some stuff about Kimi and the data they were getting from Kimi, and then the decision to fast track him. Kind of when they put him in like older cars or TPC, I think as they call it, he was like right on it. But then the crashes he had like at Monza when he was in at Monza, that was a big problem for them. Apparently Max has some virus. Yeah, Max apparently is a little bit ill. Okay, Kimi's got his position for the anthem. They're nice and early with his umbrella just in case. Lindblad's there as well. It's interesting, like at Zandvoort, like on the pit straight, you've got one covered grandstand, like you have at Spa, but then you have one to either side that are uncovered, and I just feel like the vibe must be so good in the uncovered grandstand. Because Silverstone is... I don't think there's any uncovered grandstands at Silverstone now. Welcome to the Four Dragons Casino. Hotel and Casino. Who will gamble start on dries? I think surely everyone's going to start on dries. The only way you'd start on inters is if you think it's going to rain some more. Bottas is ready for the anthem. Lots of drivers not there. Why is Kimi there so early? Maybe people being delayed. Like all of the dignitaries are there. Lucas Podolski. Lucas Podolski chatting away. Man like Podolski. So it's a wet track. It's been raining. People are not really wearing umbrellas now. And the perception seems to be it's going to dry. Oh, that lady, she does Porsche PR. And now who's she doing PR for here? Who's she doing PR for here? On the right of shot. She's my lady I speak to when I need to speak to Pascal Wehrlein. They all work for multiple... They're all like PR agencies met for multiple teams. Oh, she's looking after Podolski. She's looking after Podolski. She's a good contact to have. Maybe we'll get Lucas Podolski on the next stream here. What I've realised is, like, doing stuff in motorsport, is that your contact book is so important. A light shower passed over Zandvoort should be dry next 5 to 10 minutes. Now the Mercedes team are all standing behind their rear wing. Maybe they've got some nice upgrades. Yeah, Kimi's been waiting for about 5 minutes, I'd say. Max just watched the radar with GP. Might be some rain falling during the race. BCR says doesn't look dry enough for me. I think you have to start this race on slick tyres. If you think it's not going to rain again, I think you have to start on slicks. And then get your one stop done quite early. Davina Michelle doing national anthem now. She looks like she's a cartoon character. Like some big shoulder pads. Good God, that dress is ugly. Alright, if anyone can see the dress, shame we can't paste it in the chat here. I need thoughts on this dress. It's like, to me, it's like comical. It's like cartoony. I think it's the gloves. I think it's it looks evil. It's like, that's what I imagine Cruella de Vil would wear. What do you think, Martin Hobson? You're not really paying attention to the dress. She's a hologram. Welcome, Valvi. I'm reminded of the animated Addams Family. So is that the king? Yeah, I mean, that it looks... now I've seen the bottom bit, it looks like a fishtail as well. So I think it's comical. Here come the Chinooks. They should totally, at every circuit, come with a Chinook, and Special Forces should drop down with the trophy. That should just be a thing. If I was in charge, that'd be a thing. Evil cat lady. I'm afraid I didn't know who is it Davina Michelle was, but now for me, just evil cat lady. Okay, so 15 minutes to go. Now the anthem's done. Were there actually trombones? Did anyone confirm if there are trombones or not? I think Nico Rosberg is pointing out in his loafers that the track is drying already. Maybe quite a porous track. I'd be astonished if anyone starts on not on slicks. Black says we never discussed fashion. Yeah, have a look and post it in the Discord. I made a fashion statement a few years ago at Formula E in London when I wore a sparkly jacket. People came up to me, oh, nice jacket. That's the only time I've had people coming up to me, like, assuming that I'm a, not even celebrity, but like someone rich. And all it took was wearing like a sparkly jacket. I think they assumed I must be someone important because I had the confidence to wear a sparkly jacket. It's quite interesting when you think about it. Surely this season is research development for Cadillac. Well, let's see. I mean, let's see how much improvement they're making. I mean, they've chopped and changed. I mean, Dan Tower. I was with Dan Towers actually in London on Saturday. You know, he's got rid of Graham Loudon. Davina Michelle participated on the Dutch Edition of Idols. That's how she got famous. Okay. Welcome, Peter J. Raftery. Who do you think wins? I'm going to say George. I'm going to say George going to win it. Presenter saying the dress looks like a Pirelli tyre. Maybe that's a tie-up. Maybe that's the tie-up there. Oh. Lando did not want to get interviewed by the Sky Sports News dude. I don't understand editorially how Sky Sports News... Anyway, I don't understand it. Welcome, Reed Van Loon from Turn 12. So there we go. The Van Loons are there. Oh, great place to be, Turn 12. You'll see some overtakes. You'll get to see cars going into 11, right, and lock up. What's the weather saying? Chat, everyone say hello to the Van Loon family who are at the circuit. Got great seats. There's pictures in the Discord. Yeah, if you can hear me, let me know. Or maybe someone write it in chat. Like, is it wet? Is it wet at turn 12? So it says racing winds. So we've got the Van Loons down on the ground. We'll be able to give us the inside line. Excuse the pun. Track is drying. I suppose if it's not raining, naturally the track is drying. It would be an odd circumstance. It would be some kind of flooding. Oh, I see trombones. There were trombones. The trombones were there. Whether they were used or not, I don't know. Reed Van Loon just had rain. Now sunny. So it's sunny at turn 12. So I would expect everyone to go out on slicks. Does anyone remember Hungary a few years ago where there was a restart and everyone boxed and it was only Hamilton who stayed out? I can't remember how that race turned out in the end, actually. They put the umbrellas away. Yeah, umbrellas have gone. Let's see how Max is. Max got some kind of virus. George Russell getting ready. Trust McLaren to make the wrong... Yeah, Ferrari going to start on heavy wets. So Mercedes have got their tyres. I mean, they can keep the tyres covered, but if you have a spy standing around your rival's car, which I think would be worth doing, you'll very easily be able to see what tyre is going on the car. Yeah, we've got the turn 12 massive. In fact, we're seeing it now on the camera. So yeah, turn 12, lots of orange in there. Looks like a great place to be. Lewis Hamilton is scooting down. 10 minutes to go. No wheels on Lando's car yet. Lando arriving at his car now. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be slicked for everyone. The only thing is, if someone has a really good weather spotter, and I think the weather spotter would need to be out in the North Sea, and they're like, no, this rain is there's a rain cell forming right now that's not even going to be on radar, and it's coming in. So unless there's a team who's got that, then you'd want to keep it secret, maybe. What am I doing? Why am I not getting the race stuff up? Bear with me. Let me get the timings up. I completely forgot.
Full concentration, anything can happen still. Trying.
Right, it's one of these maps. Not going to fit in there very nicely. What a dead space. Luckily, we can move all that around. What do we think? Not too bad? Not too bad? Anyone just pulling a snack stop? Yeah, what's your snack strategy? You're starting on a hard snack, going to the soft after? 71% humidity, might take a while to fully dry, we'll see. Ebrick says slicks will be at risk. Peter, I'm fairly new to F1, was never a huge racing fan, but a recent push for enjoying sim racing, I started watching the F1 on TV. Let us know if you've got any questions, Peter. Chai says there is some rain headed towards Netherlands, but I don't know whether that would hit Zandvoort or not. It could be a bit more north. Okay, we'll see. Okay, nice one. Yeah, if something comes in, let us know. If something comes in, let us know. Thumbs up. We'll hear it here first. We'll have the race teams in here. Checking it out. Chat, if you're enjoying it, please hit that like button. Whoa, where is it? I'm going to remove that light again. Let's try and absolutely smash those likes. The thing is, even I forget. Where is it? Light target. I'm going to put it right above my head. Sighted on the crunchy snack strat, deployed too early, went too early. What are you going to do now? You have to double stack. Okay, so yeah, mediums and softs. So it looks like Norris, Russell, and say Piastri and Gasly could have been Ocon on softs, rest on medium if I saw that right. Sweepers have not swept curbs, so curbs can have standing water in them because curbs are painted, so the water won't naturally drain through. Welcome Don, consider it smashed, absolutely obliterated, very nice.
Keep your head down.
And Lance being told there's going to be multiple formation laps. Boo! Why do we need multiple formation laps? So multiple formation laps, that has to come through race control, surely. Davina Michelle, €4,000. Is that on her site? Is that how much? So if we scrape together €40,000, we could have Davina Michelle here do an anthem for us. Vlad had just had lunch Kinder Bueno in the fridge if needed, so the Kinder Bueno kept that through FP1, FP2, FP3, saved it. Got it in reserve. Is this the Rookie League? No, this is Formula 1. So, yeah, is it going to be multiple formation laps? So Alfonso saying those formation laps as well. I don't like it. Let's race. Let's race. It's Formula 1. If it was F4 or like, you know, F2, even F2 or something, even on F2, if it was something junior I could understand it, but this is Formula 1. Let's race. Cadillac on hards. Just maybe they're doing the opposite strat. You know, it's like do opposite box. They're like, well, let's just do opposite strat, because if we do the same strat, we're never going to win. So Ferrari's on softs, Leclerc on scrub softs. Yeah, using the cars as sweepers. I mean, I just don't like it conceptually. To me, it devalues the concept of the start of the Formula 1 race. The fact is like, oh, okay, actually, even though we've been building up to the start of this race, we aren't going to have, it isn't going to be in these completely unknown conditions. Yeah, they're going to have. So also, our formation lap's going to take off the lap tally. I guess if they don't take off the lap tally, I don't care too much. If they're going to take off the lap tally, then I really don't like it. It's only about a minute to go, everyone. I'm going to end the timer.
Focus on the race ahead.
I'll end the timer right now, I think. Actually, I'll leave one. Yeah, it's always windy here. Yeah, why do you need why do you need a safety car for formation lap? That's just going to slow the cars down. It's almost like they don't trust the drivers or something. It's like really patronising. Yeah, Black is on modding GT. I bet there's loads of stuff going on that we don't even see because the mod's just on it, allowing us to have this great experience. Humidity dropping. Okay, you can see on the track map cars are underway. Stop the countdown. I'll be a little bit behind that, as always, but you can see cars underway. Can't see a safety car there. As the Rolex goes to 3 o'clock local time. when I can't see a safety car. And to me, it wouldn't make sense to have a safety car in the formation lap. What would only make sense is to have a safety car start, which is a bit weird. But then how do you do that? How do you even do a safety car start here? I mean, the last corner's wet. The last corner doesn't... There's no dry lines per se yet because no cars have gone through. It says standing start now. It's come through standing start. So let's see what if it's coming through on the radio. I mean, maybe they'd be laughed out of town if they did a safety car start here. So Charles being told it's a standing start. Carlos being told it's a standing start. So Lando is behind the safety car. So a safety car did come out at some point, which I don't think is normal at all. Just to me seems dangerous, weird. Welcome to Zoe. So the safety car should put into the pits, and then we're going to get standing start. And I wonder if this is going to benefit the Ferraris on the soft tyre. I don't think it'll be 325,000 at the track. I think it'll be normally 325,000 people over the weekend, which is still very impressive. But they tend to do a combined... It's a bit like if an artist was doing a tour. It's like, oh, 5 million people here. It's, well, no, 5 million people tour in total. Logitech sending you a new wheel. D-pad down there. Which wheel is that? Yeah, the banking looks pretty sketchy. I bet there'll be interesting lines there because it's so banked. Okay, well, we're about to start, everyone, for Zandvoort. Standings will go before me, but I'll call it as I see it, as usual. Hamilton get his location right after he's marked it out with his ruler. Every centimetre will count there. They're not asking them. Very nice. So, presumably Perez would have pulled into the pits, which he did. Medical car at the back. Marshall with the green flag walking across. Green flag being waved. Waiting for the lights to start coming on. 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Red lights go out. It's a good start. It's a terrible start from George, I think it is. Or Kimi. No, terrible start for George. Good start from Lando. And Oscar's been nabbed by a Ferrari as well. Loads of wheels been off the start for George, it was. Oh, and both Red Bulls going side by side around the banking, clattering wheels. So no love lost between Max and Liam Lawson there. I think Max has emerged ahead of Lawson. Both Aston Martin's very close as well. And the track looks to be bone dry already in lots of places. Chai was predicting. Welcome, Mac, as well. Who's going to win? Well, I was saying Russell, but I think Russell had a terrible start. Just was slithering around. He tried to put someone in the wall almost by going to the right-hand side. Blacker got a few under the eyebrow looks, leaving the crew at the beach bar. They don't understand. They don't get it. Let's see what happens here, though. Coming around last corner, still there's spray, but basically it's essentially dry, I would say. Actually, no, someone's off in the background. Big crash. Oh, no, 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 no. Spa 98 level stuff here. Big crash. I said it was basically dry. It's a Red Bull. It's Verstappen. It's Verstappen. Spray. You know where I was saying, looking down the grid, like, oh, the banking's pretty wet in the background. I reckon Verstappen had a snap and hit the barrier hard, and I think most of the wheels off his car came off, and then there was lots of spray and smoke. Verstappen out in a big way. Verstappen out in a big way. Yeah, it has to be red. What? Don't know why it's taken so long to red flag that. I mean, are you dumb? That should be red flag immediately. Like, not even close. Like, what if there's a car who had a 360 earlier in the lap? That should be red all day long. Yeah, had a spin on the inside, lost it. There's no margin there. Hit the banking on the outside. Steering completely messed up. Yeah, went into the wall hard. A bit like Lance Stroll in Singapore a few years ago. That has to be red flag. You have to have the courage as the, you know, steward or whatever it is, race director. You have to have the courage to say red flag, red flag. I don't know what's going on at Formula 1, but to be fair, I'm not sure Max had much control over that car at all after he hit the wall. Like, even brakes. That car just naturally slid to the inside. Yeah, something was going on behind it as well. Max looks okay. He's walking out. He's not particularly gingerly. We'll jump into the medical car. I think there's precaution, but... So, red flag. And some people will say, well, maybe we should have started behind a safety car. But, you know, I think this is racing. And the fact is, it's arguably the best driver on the grid who had the incident there. Funky saying he was a passenger. Yeah, as soon as he hit... Well, as soon as he kind of had that moment of oversteer, he was a passenger, I'd say. Initially said track hazard. Yeah, for me, that's way too long. That's way too long. If you watch, like, WEC and things like that, they can be a lot quicker than that. A good point from start time. Max has been struggling with the car stepping out loads. Yeah, I agree, yeah. Max, that's happened a lot. Silverstone, Red Bull Ring. It's happened elsewhere. Yeah, Don called it yellow flag. That's a red. That's a red all day long. That car is smashed up. That's an expensive crash. Verstappen's okay, but taken to the medics. Yeah, they'll have the G-force sensor, I think, in there. And that would have been a big amount of G. It's not a place you'd normally crash like that. But it almost reminds me of like a motorcycle high side where you have a loss of grip and then it grips up and then it's, oh, okay, well now it's gripped up and all of my car is propelling me towards the wall. Max saying he has zero control over that car. Yeah, lots of debris. Someone's rolling a wheel backwards because a wheel came off, which is always a big concern. Wheels shouldn't come off. Let's have a look at the start again, because it was a terrible start from George Russell and he tried to put Oscar in the wall and that caused a concertina effect, which I think put Verstappen on the grass because Oscar had to avoid it and shuffled across, and he was shuffled through a few cars including a few Ferraris. Verstappen was on the outside. Verstappen got pushed into the grass. And I think Lawson tried to go around the outside of Verstappen, which was a brave move. Yeah. Cheeky one from Lawson. So on board with Max. Max was kind of doing his thing. And then, yeah, Max ended up on the grass because Hamilton had to move across, because Oscar had to move across, because George basically was putting Oscar in the wall. Yeah, maybe Charles was involved in that at all. Welcome, Rog, logging in again from New Zealand to join my favourite commentator. Hope you're doing well. Hoping everything's good down in New Zealand. Yeah, then Lawson was trying to go around the outside of Max. Max was having none of it. From Hamilton's perspective... Oh, I'll tell you what. What actually happened is Leclerc got a much better start than Hamilton. Leclerc was shooting past Hamilton, Then Leclerc had to jink a little bit to avoid Piastri, and that jink meant Hamilton to do quite a big movement, and then Verstappen instinctively also had to move across. Welcome, Juniors. Well, I hope you're doing well. Let us know if you've been continuing to enjoy Formula 1. I wonder if Russell will get investigated for that, I'm not sure. Could have ended in calamity, really. Wonder how a lot of the Dutch fans will feel now that Verstappen's out. I mean, it would have been an incredible move if Lawson had gone round the outside at turn 3 up on the banking. If they'd come together as well. I mean, there are a lot of cars there were millimetres away. Yeah, big impact. You kind of feel that. I just wonder if Verstappen was really being a bit silly on that white line. I don't know why Verstappen was like so much on that white line. Yeah, Gasly had to go through all that. I don't know why Verstappen was doing such a tight line. Oh, Lawson was right behind Verstappen. Just a bit of a weird line. Oh yeah, there's an Audi did a separate spin in the background. That's why I said, oh, it's looking a bit like Spa 98. But luckily, the Audi Bortoletto, I think, 360'd it in the background of all of that. Yeah, but basically, the drivers that went down low had issues. No flashbacks available. Yeah, it's saying EA, put it like that. Verstappen is ill. He didn't want to race today. It was yeah, but you wouldn't want to have a massive crash either. Gina says F1 has been fun, still learning as I go, but I know enough thanks to you and just watching the race. Very nice. Yeah, Bortoletto was doing his own thing in the background. But I wonder if they were getting close to the white line, or there's like some camber in there where like there might be a bit more standing water and like a little bit of a dip by the white line. So yeah, drivers are out of the cars. Wonder if you get a free tyre swap here. Wonder if anyone's going to be brave enough and go hards. By the way, make sure to hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream. Let's smash that like button. Let's definitely get to 50. You should be trying to get to 100, I think. Lindblad turn 14, yellow flag infringement noted. Did Lindblad just do a Raikkonen there and just go full throttle through all of that? Front wing change for Gasly. That might be because he went through a lot of Max's debris. Max is used to getting away with that line on him. Honestly, it just seemed risky to take that line. So Alpine trying to do a front wing swap and can't really seem to get it done. Bernard Law, such a chaotic race, such for the first few laps. Yeah, that might set the tone for today. Max is, I think, leaving the pits. He's off. Which is, I don't know, maybe he should be helping Lawson. Would he have been fine? Yeah, I think 100% yes, because in the dry you would have so much downforce there that your car's like glued. Formula 1 car would be glued there. They can do repairs for flag. Yes, I think they may also be able to change tyres. Do we have a estimated start time yet? Not yet. Who do you think will win? Well, I've been saying Russell. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'll say Russell. And Albon being told there'll be at least 10-minute notification. Looks like really good fun in the grandstands. Any movers and shakers? Let's have a look. Carlos Sainz has lost a couple of positions. Bortoleto with that spin has lost 9 positions. Gonna have a look again from Lawson's perspective of what happened with Verstappen. I mean, Lawson was a good meter margin on the left hand. Lawson left a meter space to the white line. Verstappen was on the white line. Like, I'm talking at least a meter. Albon was very close to the white line. I mean, Albon went through a cloud of smoke. Like, that could have been horrendous. It basically became completely random whether anyone was going to hit Verstappen, I'd say, because there was lots of smoke. And Albon saying, I'm sorry, but what Esteban did is crazy. He's overtaking in the middle of a crash. I do have to rate massively Esteban Ocon for doing that. That is absolutely savage. But yeah, it is probably not okay. Oh my goodness. Whoa, that's a replay you're going to see a lot. That's a replay you're going to see a lot. Bortoleto span right in front of Hulkenberg. And like Hulkenberg basically entered the Matrix. There's no other way to put it. Hulkenberg is actually Keanu Reeves. It's rumbled. There's no way you could avoid that unless you are Neo. You're gonna that clip's gonna get millions and millions and billions of views. Hulkenberg Bortoleto spins. Oh, yeah, bullet time, bro. Absolute bullet time. What a moment. Complete. Well, you make that was basically a red or black moment. It's red or black. It's left or right. Like, because the way Bortoletto's spinning, you don't really know. Oh, Verstappen, he's going to medics. Okay, that explains it. Welcome, Combat Carrot. Good to see you. Such an unlucky moment for Max. Not sure it was the right line, but I do feel bad for him. Yeah, but I just think it's so risky to take that line. I know, like, if it's qualifying, you want to get every, 100th of a second. Ooh, I tell you, the car ahead, which would be Charles Leclerc, I think, was also really on it. Former Lotus and Hispania F1 driver, former world champion, as they described Karun Chandok and Nico Rosberg. Yeah, Hulkenberg's instincts were crazy. Oh, it's a big... I tell you what, Max is lucky with his wrists and everything. Because when you're in a Formula car like that, they have little cutouts for your wrists. So you can actually rotate the car. Welcome, Mike Schmidt. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I guess a delay of the start increases the chance of rain. I'm not sure... Well, technically yes. Because the race will go longer into the day now. But I think Kareem's saying what I was saying was that Lawson left a lot more margin. Rosberg is watching our stream. Well, hello, Nico. But I think I'd love to see Charles Leclerc's on board, because Charles Leclerc looked like he was doing a very tight line as well. And I wonder if Max was like, well, I'm trying to overtake Charles. I can't give anything away to Charles here on the straight. Bortoletto spin happened. Let's have a look. Bortoletto's car looked rough all the way through the corner. Bortoletto was basically never in control. At what point does he look right? Yeah, he starts looking right now. There's a load of smoke. Oh, bullet time moment from Hulkenberg. Okay, Verstappen at the medics as we speak. Hopefully precautionary. What do you think about Max? I think my hunch is that the way the track cambers there and levels off, there might be some grooves or whatever. There was more water in there. And obviously the painted white line is going to be slippery. Wow, Hulkenberg. Bro. How did you avoid that? That could be a huge accident at speed. Goodness me, we've been lucky here. Now I'm a bit more in the camp of like, oh yeah, maybe it would have been a good idea to do some formation laps. Because there could have been a huge accident. I'm talking accident where drivers get injured. Then the car bottomed out. Maybe there is some ground effect thing going on, I don't know. Like loss of ground effect. As you end up like, almost like the carousel at Nürburgring. F1 has new physics as well. You mean this year, yeah. Yeah, Hulkenberg was very, very, very impressive. Very impressive there. So still no indication of when we're going to resume the race. There's no marshals on the track now. So it all seems to be ready. G10 update thoughts. I'll have to try and consolidate my thoughts later. I need to do maybe a bit more, but I could probably consolidate it in the video. Which basically, I think road cars have become more alive, actually. And maybe some GT3s are going to suffer because of that. Grandstand still absolutely packed. A race will resume in 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Chai, fun fact, I was in Hulkenberg's hometown of Emirates last night. Is close enough to reach by bike. Small city located along the Rhine. Very nice. Very, very nice. So yeah, 9 minutes till we will restart this race. And there was an order, so like it will be interesting to see where Ocon goes. Where they put him. It's going to be very, very, very windy on circuit. Welcome, yeah, nice merch. Yeah, they've got the Alpine on today. You know what we haven't done? We haven't done a nations check. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. We haven't done a nations check. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I don't know capitals. I've shouted it. Lindblad under investigation. We'll have to see. Is Ocon under investigation? Oh, sound off you persistent got tickets to Sepang. Very nice. You did get Sepang tickets. The Bahrain Grand Prix in Malaysia. So Chai watching from Netherlands, Star Tamer England, Funky Netherlands. Welcome to Dispatchson as well. So Netherlands well represented for the home race. Sarah from South Africa. Oh, you went through P1 tickets. Martin Harms, Netherlands. Antona from Perth, Ebrit Australia, Nobody Lithuania, Iron Might from Australia. So Australia very well represented as well, which is great to see. Rod from New Zealand. 1 AM in New Zealand. It's Monday already. It's Monday. 8 minutes to go to the start of the race. Restart of the race. Sighted from Cape Town. Darwin, Singapore. Vlaka, Croatia. Has the race started? Complicated answer, yes, but we're about to start it again. Faisal from Malaysia. Faisal, are you going to Sepang? Mr. F1, welcome. How expensive were the tickets roughly? Were they cheaper than you might expect, or were they just kind of normal price? Because I wonder how the finances are working. Like, has Bahrain paid for a slot on the calendar? And then How does it work? Bahrain's paying for a slot in the calendar, and Bahrain's also paid Sepang.
Keep your head down.
So who did the ticket sales go to? Then all the ticket sales. So did Bahrain pay a flat fee to Sepang, and did all ticket sales go back to Bahrain? Chai, would a standing start per qualification? I think I don't know, because we're a couple of laps. No, was that the end of the first lap? If so, I think surely you revert to start of the race order, but they did put somewhere like a race order. Got in the surge pricing, got in before surge pricing. Okay, 700 euros from you and your son, so 350 euros each for two of you. If it's over the weekend, I think that's very good value. WVD for Moser, yeah. Still waiting for Simagic to send over some stuff for review. It's the only brand that doesn't send stuff over for review, and I don't know why. Don't know what they're afraid of. We might criticize your products. Don't worry, that's just normal. What happened to Verstappen? He had a massive, massive, massive crash. Big crash. Funky says Mike. Hezeman says Max was on the white line. Totally his own mistake. Yeah, I mean, people forget in the wet, like even four-time world champion, that the tarmac is porous, the rain goes through it, it dries out. White lines are because they're painted and they are essentially waterproof, and therefore the water sits on top of it and it's slippy. And if you have one tire, if you have two of your tires on tarmac and two on a white line, or one on a white line, you have this imbalance in traction that's enough to cause a spin. I very much remember one of my first karting races in Wales, driving a two-stroke kart. In practice, it wasn't even white line. The track had been resurfaced, but it wasn't a straight line across the track that had been resurfaced. It was like a diagonal, because there's multiple layouts, so basically it was like diagonal. And when I would go, when I would drive it, it wasn't even a braking zone. It was like on a straight. My front right wheel would hit the new tarmac first, and then it would be jagged, so I would have the same kick every time. And you just have to build, if that's something that you're going to hit every time, you can kind of build it in. You know how the car's going to react. But here, you can't save anything there. Race start in 5 minutes. Yep. Should have put another countdown on. But the dry and the white, in the dry, the white line. In the dry, the white line just means that you're maximizing track limits, really. I mean, next time you go to a kart circuit or a real circuit, just rub your trainers on the painted parts and the tarmac. I did it when I went to Formula E. Every time I go to circuit, I do it. So when I went to Formula E London, I did it, and yeah, the white, because it's a different track surface there, and yeah, the painted pit exit white line is really slippery, even in the dry. It's like glossy. I think they do different paints now that are like grippy paints and whatnot, but naturally a paint is not grippy. Like, anyone who's painted knows this. Sarah Adams says P1 tickets can't mean. Are you going to Sepang as well? So who in the community is going to Sepang? So there's this natural, like, balance, universal balance to things, where you want to maximize track limits, you want to white line it, as I call it. So on the entry to a corner, you're like all the way on the white line. Let's say it's a right-hander, you're all the way on the white line on the left, and then you want to go on your apex and go to the white line on the right, and then as you exit again, you want to go to the white line on the left. But you want to maximize track limit so you can keep the steering straight, essentially as straight as possible, even though you're turning. But there's a natural balance to that, which is that, well, the white lines are slippy. Mr. F1's not going, okay. Throw standing with the paint, that could have other issues. Safety car being prepared again, it seems. I wonder if they'll actually this time want to do a few runs through that last section. I mean, it's a long restart. I don't think they fixed any barriers or anything, so I wonder if... And there's no one out there. There's not like there's race officials out there kind of inspecting it. I just wonder if they're just being like, well, let's just use time we have available just to let everything dry out a bit more. Cola Pinto under investigation. Okay. Roger's used marine deck paint for that reason. So marine deck paint, is that paint you have on the walkable surfaces of your yacht, so people don't slip around? With sector, last corner. But I was speaking with the motorcycle riders at VIR this time last Sunday, and one of them was telling me that it was a dad of one of the riders who actually does the paint for VIR, because VIR has the green and yellow curbs. I think IMSA's there this weekend, so there's not like, it isn't like normal paint. Yeah, 1 minute to go till we restart. 1 minute to go. Doesn't the safety car do sighting laps? When I've been at circuits, you'll see the safety car going round beforehand, yeah, to check. I haven't seen it physically here, but they normally always do. Safety car will go around at speed. Oh, well, Lando's on softs now, and Lando didn't start on softs, right? So Lando's elected to go to swap tyre. Leclerc's gone for new softs, and Leclerc started on scrub softs. Ooh. What I would expect is the drivers would exit the pits and they'll go to the grid, but then I wouldn't be surprised if there's another formation lap. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another formation lap, and it technically wouldn't be another formation lap actually. I think it would technically be the first formation lap. So cars are out on circuit. Yeah, Oliver's saying, do we start straight away or are we going to have a lap? I wouldn't be surprised. It just amazes me that no one's told him. And yeah, it looks like Lando's going to meet the safety car. The alternative would be that they're going to go behind safety car and keep going around. But I doubt they're going to start. I doubt they're going to stop and the next thing they're going to do is start in any event. The safety car light's on. It says standing start though. SS, standing start. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is not the formation lap. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I mean, there's cars still coming out the pits now. There's cars still coming out the pits now. Yeah, Piastri on hard tyre. So Lando's gone softs, Piastri's gone hard. Not sure Hamilton changed tyre. Cadillacs have gone on to new hards, by the looks of things. Right, what's happened with Behrman? Why is Behrman's transponder stopped? I mean, look how long it is for Perez. Yellow flag. Behrman's had an issue. Behrman's had an issue, everyone. This could be a bit of a comical GP. Could be comical GP time. Let's hope the restart goes better. Welcome Joseph Bigelli as well. Yeah, Behrman's had an issue. So that's probably good news for Lando, because Lando was going to be waiting there for a long time. Behrman's pulled off on the side of the road. Trying to get gears again. Don't know if it was Behrman was told on the road, like, oh, we lost some gears previously, let's try and get them back. You're saying I'm trying to go into neutral but it won't let me. No, Behrman's getting out. So they need to call this because there's cars on the grid that are like fired up. Oh, now it's green flag. So now it's for extra formation lap. So, okay, I was right in the end, but I would have been wrong. So this is now going to be the formation lap. Behrman's car will be recovered to the side of the circuit. Funky saying engine failure. But that was a mess anyway, because for whatever reason, the cars at the back are taking so long. I'll tell you who benefits from this is Sergio Perez. Because Sergio Perez isn't going to start from the pits now. Perez has just been upgraded. I say that. Is Perez on the move? I mean, this could become comical. Perez is on the move now. I think Lindblad just transponder problem. I'm guessing Lindblad transponder problem. I don't think Lindblad is having issues as the standings suggest. Welcome, Captain Haddy. Why is there extra formation lap? Because Behrman's just retired. Cited sounds like hydraulic issue. Everything broke, according to Behrman. Gotta do what you think is best for you. Yes. That's a very good mantra. I find that especially in YouTube, where I get approached by a lot of brands and, you know, like chair manufacturers and blah blah blah. And no one ever wants to do a fair deal with you. Like, in my experience, they all want to try and get as much as they can for as little as possible. So you have to do what you think is best for you. Captain Haddy just got here, don't know what's going on. It's been very chaotic. We've lost Verstappen. He's in the medical tent. Mark says this GP won't start. I think we're going to be good now. It's going to be a bit more of a normal start here. Because the field is more bunched up. Gina saying chaotic GP already. Yes, indeed. Yeah, the formation laps are subtracted because the cars are going around the start-finish line. There we go. Chaya's got... Let me pin that. Let's pin that one. Okay, so we're going to get going. No one seems to want... Well, let's let it get underway now. I'll call it as I see it. Great opportunity for Lawson, by the way, to obviously outscore Verstappen. To put it simply. Oh no! Who's on fire? Is it Kimi's front right? Front right brake is smoking. Kimi's front right brake is smoking. Oh, every second he's waiting there. As they're waiting for Perez to join the back of the grid. Kimi's front right brake smoking away on the grid. Oh, that could be big for the championship. Is he going to be okay? Right, green flag is waving. Waiting for the red lights. 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Red lights go out. It's a good start from Kimi, though. Kimi's going to be side by side with Lando. Lando tries to pin him in the wall, but Kimi's going to squeeze up the inside. Lando's been very cheeky. Lando's going to end up getting pushed wide in the end, and Lando's going to end up side by side with George for P2, but just stays ahead. Lando defended everything there, maybe a bit more. That's on the verge of maybe being penalised, as I think Hamilton is trying to go side by side with Oscar Piastri, but slots in behind. So it is Kimi, Lando. Oscar goes up the inside of George Russell. That's a huge move. Does George have an issue then? And now it's Leclerc. Leclerc's ahead of Hamilton. So Leclerc's all over the back of George Russell. George Russell has an issue, surely. Leclerc tries to squeeze up the inside. Can't quite do it. But let's see what happens to George Russell on the straight. Surely there can't be any hybrid issue. A drive-through has been given for Lindblad, by the way. That's a very harsh penalty. That's a yellow flag infringement. So Oscar Piastri was able to pickpocket George Russell. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton is behind Charles Leclerc. And George Russell closing in quite a bit on Piastri down the straight. Wonder if we had some clipping there. George very slow in the mid-corner of turn 1 again. So, I don't know if there's some deployment issue at lower speeds for Russell. As they go through turn 3. And Leclerc, through the next twisty bit, is staying like glue to Russell. Will he dive up the inside at the end? No, he doesn't. Leclerc is looking very racy. George Russell looking quite vulnerable. So no one's really settled into this Grand Prix yet. Chai's glad the race is actually starting right now. Joe says Russell issue. Looked like some kind of issue. The telemetry is also always like super live. And obviously everything else takes a little bit of a delay. Well done, Kimi. Yeah, Kimi's brakes were smoking, but it was just a decoy. And now it's Kimi and Lando right at the front, and then there's a big gap to Oscar Piastri, who's being chased by George Russell. Faisal saying, yep, as I expect, Antonelli. And Joe saying Lando needs to push now or try to nurse his softs. Good point. Good point there. There's a bit of a queue behind Oscar Piastri. An expensive queue. George Russell's in it. Leclerc's in it. Hamilton's in it. Behind Hamilton is Lawson. Looks a bit overcast in the background. Yeah. George's red light was flashing. George was having some deployment issue. George was clipping basically. So George, they really messed up the battery on George Russell's car. Maybe on the formation lap, or extra formation lap or something. They forgot to Colapinto drive through as well. Yeah, there we go. I said it was overcast. Lando says being told possible class half rain in 3 minutes. I'm looking in the background. It looks overcast. Oh, I see the track Mac is struggling as it's done recently.
Okay, crack on.
But I can say Antonelli is still in the lead, followed by Lando Norris. Then there's a gap to Oscar Piastri. Then George Russell in the mediums. He's being hounded by Charles Leclerc. He really is. I think Russell may have some deployment issues. Which again, Chai saying it's a pretty overcast day in Netherlands in general. Okay. RMP right after Dota 2 final. Who won in Dota 2 esports? Who are the big teams there? FaZe? I did see a bit of Dota esports when I went to DreamHack. I'm not going to pretend like I understand all of that though. Charles Leclerc following George Russell. See if Russell's going to be clipping somewhere. It was pretty smart by Oscar to identify visually, I think, that George was having some deployment issue and just go for the move in a place you might not expect it. Yeah, I think the only yellow flags were as a result of Verstappen's crash. I mean, how Ocon didn't get one, I don't know. Wonder what James Hunt would make of this. Leclerc's really got to try and get a move done on Russell. Not going to be easy though. Not going to be easy at all. Let's see if what that rain is going to look like. Surely it had to be pretty localized because it's still sunny, by the way. Still sunny on circuit. Oh, Bortoleto leaving pit exit on red light. Behrman leaving pit exit on red light. That might be the formation lap thing because if you remember there was a big gap. There was a big gap and I wonder if actually the pit exit light was red and some drivers just went through it and others, then someone realised, oh it's red, I'm going to wait here. But I mean that'll be slam dunk penalties. Russell saying very little balance. I mean, look at Kimi and Lando in a class of their own at the moment. I mean, I've tipped Russell to win the GP. I don't think that's going to happen. Lehan saying what happened to Max? Big crash for Max, lap 1. Big crash. So where can Leclerc get this done? We'll have to be inventive like Oscar was. What about Lawson? Keeping on the Lawson pace. Let's done his fastest lap. I mean, a lot of the drivers doing their fastest laps actually increasing the pace. But Lawson P7 might fancy joining that group ahead. Yeah, Funky spotted as well. Behrman leaving pits under red. I think that'd be slam dunk. Star Tamer saying Kimi the luckiest driver at the moment. Well, there's still 62 laps to go. So let's see. I just wonder, Leclerc is going to have to do something unorthodox here for sure. Look how close Leclerc is. Got to be close in the right parts of the circuit. It looks like Russell's clipping more at the end of straights, but Leclerc's just not close enough. I mean, it'd be helpful, obviously, when you're visually on board with Leclerc, you can see where Russell's clipping. But it'd be helpful to see also what's going on with Leclerc's car with some sort of overlay. Lahansa blames the car. Well, someone was saying in chat earlier that it's not the first time Verstappen and that Red Bull have spun around. Someone's that Colapintos engineer. Not happy. Norris dropping a little bit off Antonelli. I wonder if has Colapinto done his drive-through? No. Well, don't think so. Bortoletto's in the pits. Bortoletto doesn't have a drive-through yet. So what's Bortoletto? Is Bortoletto going on to hards now? So Bortoletto's doing a pits. Oh, Colapinto did go into pits. Okay. It's interesting because he's about to hit traffic. Did Lindblad go in as well? Maybe you don't lose a huge amount of time doing a drive-through. I don't know. But surely Lindblad's going to be able to clear the Cadillacs. And if Lindblad can't clear the Cadillacs, it shows how difficult it is to overtake here. Joe says, in my opinion, Lando went wrong tyre choice on softs. He should have stayed on mediums. If he pushes, tyre deg will go high. Well, let's see. Let's see how that's going to work out. Piastri's an interesting driver to watch because Piastri's the only driver in the top 10 on hard tyres, and he's P3 at the moment. Okay, Bortoletto and Behrman going to be investigated after the race. That might be because maybe there was some glitch with the red light showing or something. So if I was the engineer, I wouldn't even let my driver know about that. Unless at the end of the race it's like they're 4.5 seconds ahead of the next driver. Like, oh, by the way, we're being investigated. Let's just make sure it's 5 seconds. Perez is overtaken by Lindblad. So Lindblad's got past. And he served his penalty correctly. So let's see if Lindblad can get into the points from P17. Welcome, Brainer Martinez. NASCAR is coming soon, and Gran Turismo 7, 8, PS5. Lots of stuff coming. Well, let's see what happens with the tyre choice. What's Lawson's pace saying? 17.9. Yeah, not quite there. Piastri's pace is pretty good at this stage now. Wonder if Lando is man-marking Kimi as well. Baron already knows because he's out. Oh, sorry. Yeah, good point. Good to have you on board. So, not irrelevant for Behrman. Irrelevant for Behrman. How's Alfonso doing with the Honda upgrade? Well, yeah, actually, good point. Aston Martin's 13th and 14th. Where is he compared to Ocon? Let's see, Alfonso. Keep an eye on the Alfonso pace. Alfonso last lap 4/10 faster than Ocon. Also faster than Albon. Also faster than Hulkenberg. Also faster than Tsunoda. So let's keep on the Alfonso pace. Hope Tsunoda gets points. Let's see. Remember, Alfonso's on the softs, though. Want Lawson to do well? Yeah, it'd be great if Lawson can join that pack ahead.
Keep trying.
But yeah, Leclerc just can't. He's half a second off. Russell just can't do anything. Welcome, Athava Soup. Let's go, Kimi. Kimi in the lead at the moment. Aptar spotting that Russell had a bit of a snap. I wonder if you're Hamilton. If you're Hamilton, do you start to say, actually, can Leclerc pull over? I'll have a crack at George. Maybe Hamilton can do that. Leclerc's still very close to Russell. Russell, I think, maybe changing strategy. What's happening with Russell? It just looks, well, clearly compared to Antonelli, the pace just ain't there. I mean, 17.2 from Kimi, 17.1 from Lando, 17.4 for Oscar, 17.7 for George Russell. So, I mean, Russell's getting schooled here by Antonelli. Then you've got Lawson just behind them, 17.9 for Lawson. And then Gasly. Gasly's a second, a lap slower. As Carlos Sainz gets past Stroll. Where's that happening? Where is that happening? Where's Stroll? Stroll in the pits? Yeah, Stroll's in the pits, that's why. So Stroll's boxed. Yeah, Charles is really on him. But just can't quite get it done. Doesn't have that pace advantage going into turn one, so can't get it done. Half a second on the way in. Lando's saying he's got no more pace to give, but he might be saying that because he knows the message is going to get intercepted by Mercedes. So I wouldn't take that at face value, personally.
Keep your head down.
Stroll comes out, goes on hards, so that might precipitate a number of stops in the midfield as they kind of cover Stroll. Or people might want to see what Ocon comes in. People might want to see like how Stroll going to do on the hard tyre. Is it actually a straight up undercut? So Ocon's in to cover it anyway. No one else in that pack. So Ocon did 17 laps on the softs. Lando on the soft compound, his grip will give out before Kimi does. Well, he can try and... Is he close enough to undercut? No, 1.8. He's not close. He's not close enough to undercut in one lap. But he can kind of force Kimi to change his strategy. I mean, if Lando's going to come out ahead of Lawson, which he probably isn't going to quite. Russell boxes. So Russell boxing off the medium probably will go hards. So Oscar Piastri is going to lead the race at some point, because Oscar's going to stay out more than anyone. Gene's saying Leclerc looking good on mediums. Keep an eye on the Ferrari pace now. Is the Ferrari pace going to be unlocked? So Russell comes out behind Hülkenberg. That's a bit gnarly, that is. It's a little bit gnarly. Have the clouds moved on? Yeah, I can't see them in the background now. But everything happens so quickly here. So fresh hards it was for George Russell. And Ocon defended against Stroll. Chai saying no rain on the weather forecast. Okay, good to know. As Russell overtakes Hülkenberg. This makes fairly short order of Hülkenberg. What about Gasly? The other Mercedes engine car. What the hell? Piastri pitting? Why? Why? Why is Piastri pitting on the hard tyre? That's your advantage. You go long, and if there's a safety car, you win the race. But somehow, for some reason, wow, George Russell's car does look very unbalanced. It's a bit tricky getting past Hülkenberg. And Piastri's comes out behind Russell now. What the hell? So he's been undercut. Oh no! Bad stop for Piastri. Bad stop for Piastri. Dumb stop, in my opinion, in hindsight. It's been undercut by Russell. That's the disaster for Piastri. That sums up his season right there. Joseph doesn't know why Piastri pitched on hard yet. Now these are going to their end, these hard tyres. They'll be doing... I'm pretty sure they'll be putting 54 laps on these. Piastri is now behind George Russell. It's McLean says, I swear McLaren hates him. Well, hindsight is a wonderful thing, but with the benefit of hindsight, he definitely should not have stopped. Some issue with the stop. It was a long stop. And Russell did his fastest lap, so it all came together perfectly for Russell. And he got past Hülkenberg. And I guess has Gasly pitted? Yeah, Gasly pitted as well. So it all worked out for Russell. So Norris is 2 seconds behind Antonelli as Hülkenberg's boxed. Comes up just behind Gasly. Wow, Hülkenberg. Gasly very close. Gina says bad guy move from McLaren. Antona, my guy Alfonso in the points. Yeah, Alfonso P9 at the moment. Could it be he just wants to race? He wants to make the race more interesting, Black says. Maybe, but it's not his responsibility to do that on behalf of the broadcast. I would say he just should run his own race. But yeah, you could. I don't know. You had a split strategy on McLaren. I mean, now you've got Lando's going out for longer than Piastri. Piastri, the Ferrari's doing 17.5. Need to be better than that. We're aiming for a plan A target lap. So Piastri, well, he's on 16.2. So Funky says Piastri was not happy with the hard swap pitting. Yeah, but maybe in hindsight he'd actually remember that. Oh, actually, I don't hate them that much. How long is a full pit stop here? I don't know. We'll have to have a look at the thing. It's not just about the full pit stop time, because you also exit and take a shorter line through turn 1. Just to make us more invested and on the edge of our nerves. Well, certainly, you've got to feel sorry for Piastri. Although, he is catching Russell. Welcome, Joe Cars. What a race, Lamau. There is so much going on. Thank you so much for being a member for 11 months. And clap out pushing 10s out of 10s, even though it should be 11s. Should be 11s out of 12s. Yeah, good to see you. It is a dramatic race as, whoa, Antonelli, Norris and Leclerc all pit at the same time. Hamilton goes opposite. Or maybe they can double stack. So Antonelli comes out, followed by Lando, then Russell, Piastri, then Leclerc. Hamilton may box this lap, and then there may be no more pit stops, actually. And all of those drive. Oh, thanks so much, Joe Cars, for sending the gifted. And it's gone to Gina. Chat, please clap that up. Please do clap it up. I think Gina was saying that Gina's favourite driver is Lewis Hamilton. So we'll put Hamilton in there. But yeah, please do clap that up. Big thanks to Joe Cars for sending over the gifted membership. Love to see it. It's gone to Gina. As Lawson pits or pitted. Onto me. Whoa, onto mediums? Liam Lawson, what are you doing? What are you doing, Liam Lawson? That's a mad strike. Oh, it's another gifted as well. And it's gone to the superior end. Again, thanks so much, Joe Cars, for the gifted. Go do some thumbs up. Please do clap it up, everyone. That's how we roll here. Thanks so much, Joe Cars. Sprinkling in those gifted memberships. Gone to Gina and gone to the superior end as well. Hope you're enjoying the race. Who do you think is going to win until now? Well, I've been saying George Russell. Do I stick by that? He's got the fastest lap of the race. You know what? I'm going to stick by it. I'm going to stick by it. I don't believe he's 11 seconds off, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's difficult to say. I don't think he's 11 seconds off. Like, that ain't right. Oh, because Hamilton's leader. That's why. Yeah, so I stick by George Russell then. Joker, yeah, sprinkling it in. Making it excited. There we go. Gina's got access to the emojis now. Stroll, track limits. Alfonso in P9. Antonelli sprinkling a fast sector 1 in there. Hamilton did not box, by the way. Hamilton may be like, well, I'll try and do an offset at the end. / maintain safety car window opportunity. Antonelli just done a 15.8. Lando just done a 15.9. That's 2 seconds a lap faster than Lewis Hamilton. 2 seconds a lap faster. Is it at the point where Ferrari just need to cut their losses here and just box? Lawson gets past Albon. Albon hasn't boxed, I'm guessing. Yeah. I mean, does Hamilton need to be afraid of Lawson? I don't think so. 32-second gap. But Lawson's last lap, 18 point. Lawson's last lap was even slower. Is that an out? Can't be an out lap. So, good move from Lawson to turn 1. Well, you can get moves done if you're able to go on the inside. It's just Charles Leclerc hasn't been able to get up the inside of George Russell. But that's slightly academic now, because look how far Leclerc is behind Russell now. So with all that shaking out, Leclerc's really lost out to Russell. Welcome, Mahidi. Black says that new member badge suits you. Very nice. Chai Hamilton saying tyres are okay. Is Hamilton doing some mad strat here? What could Hamilton do? Obviously, like I said, benefits from safety car. For safety car now, VSE benefits. 17.7 last lap. Lawson 17.2. So Hamilton's still lapping quicker than Lawson. Meanwhile, by the way, Gasly and Hulkenberg are all over Lindblad. That's a bit of a train there. I think it actually might be a Carlos Sainz train. That's what's going on. And Norris 1.5 behind Kimi. He's been there or thereabouts all race. And we've seen Lando do this before. He's kind of like maintained that kind of distance, and then he's turned up. Hamilton boxes. So how far behind Leclerc is Hamilton going to be when he comes out? Let's see. Quite a bit behind. Quite a bit behind. I wonder if Hamilton will go on to mediums, because Leclerc has gone on to mediums. Mediums or hards for Hamilton? What's it going to be? Hards for Hamilton, medium for Leclerc. So I don't understand this Ferrari strategy, to be honest with you. What happened with the Hamilton stop? Fairly tidy. 2.6 seconds. Yeah, definitely a Carlos Sainz train happening now. And drivers who are losing out in that are probably Gasly, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, who've boxed, but they're not able to realise their pace. So they might be thinking, why is Sainz not boxing here? That shows you how difficult it is to overtake. And the gap between Hamilton and Antonelli now is 17 seconds. That's first and second in the championship, which is a bit sad. Not sure what they put in Alfonso's car versus Stroll. Well, Alfonso hasn't stopped yet. That's what's happened. Alfonso hasn't stopped. Stroll was the first driver to stop. Stroll stopped really early. Stroll's battling with Bottas. Looks like Gasly gets past Lindblad. Are they swapping or what's going on? Funk says, is Ferrari strategy? I mean, what are they going to do with Leclerc though? Leclerc's on a 2-stop then. I mean, technically 3-stop, but we forget what happened to the red flag. It's basically a 2-stop. As Albon finally pits. So Albon was also in that train, I think. I'm guessing. No, he can't have been. He's been way ahead of that train. Leclerc's pace 16.1 last lap. It's half a second quicker than Russell and Piastri, and he's only 1.5 behind. So the Ferrari does have pace. Will he be able to get past the McLaren? Because he couldn't get past the Mercedes of George Russell. We'll see. Try saying, damn, Hulkenberg. Because Hulkenberg just got past Lindblad, I think. The Hulkenberg making moves. Was that around the outside of turn 1? Well, now we know Hulkenberg can go bullet mode. It all makes sense. There's a lot of dirt on the track. Around turn 7, I think. Lindblad almost pushed him off track. Stroll's got past Bottas. You want an application website? Maybe try and make it, honestly. Try and make it. Is Alfonso boxing? No, Alfonso P8. Where's Alfonso going to be versus Albon? It's kind of the one I'm looking at. I think Alfonso is going to come out behind Albon, but I could be wrong. Leclerc's really caught Piastri now. Really caught Piastri. A second quicker than Piastri last lap. Leclerc's on fire. So let's see if Leclerc can get past Piastri early doors. And Joe's just saying Lando. Yes, Lando also closing the door on Kimi. So there's a bit of moving and shaking in this part of the GP. Maybe some drivers are like, we're not going to get to the end on this tyre. So let's convert this into a 2-stop. Effectively. Oh, is that Lindblad and Gasly going side by side? Lindblad shuts the door on Gasly. Gasly will be crying about that one. Oh, sorry, Tsunoda, I think. Tsunoda on Gasly. Welcome back, Yuki. Yeah, Norris all over Kimi and Leclerc all over Oscar Piastri. Stroll has pitted. Yeah, Stroll was the first driver to pit. Leading Hamilton fastest lap on hards. Good spot. Good spot. I suppose all of the top drivers are on hards. Question marks as to why they put Leclerc on mediums. But maybe Leclerc is like, has to get past Piastri here for his strat to work. Where he can do it, I don't know. Let's see if Hamilton can follow that up. 15.5 lap. Yes, 2 fastest laps of the race in a row. It's hammer time right now. It's going to lap Bottas nicely on pit exit. Gina saying, yeah, nice move from Yuki. Good driving. Looks like Gasly chickened out. Welcome Blackout, good to see you. Been a long time since F1 has been on yet. Summer break. Very punctuated season. Oh, it's always so hot here. Yeah, Funky's right. Can ask here. Gina's calling it. It's hammer time now. So 5.6 behind Charles Leclerc. On fresher tyres as well. And look at the gap between Kimi and Lando. As Tsunoda gets past Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz is, along with Alfonso, has been out on the sauce for a long time. It's Perez boxes.
Okay, crack on.
Mediums last in for Hamilton. Well, I think the drivers are going to go to the end. I think we're going to see drivers with 50 laps on the hards. But I could be wrong. But Leclerc, maybe Leclerc's just committed to not doing that. So Leclerc's going to be an interesting one. But if Leclerc can't get past Piastri, I don't think it's worth giving up track position. Look how close Lando is to Antonelli, by the way. Lee's pushing quite hard there. Maybe you're right. Well, well, 2 big overtakes. That would be exciting for the race. If Leclerc can get past Piastri, he's very close now. And if Lando can get past Kimi, which could happen this lap, going into turn 1. Let's keep an eye on that. Looks very overcast now, by the way, at the circuit. Don't know if there's a risk of rain. Carlos Sainz finally pits. Lando's too far behind Kimi there. But Leclerc's just got to get an amazing run out of the last corner. And maybe force Piastri to go defensive. Drakey's what I missed, went out for beer, want one. I've still got my Pironi down here from last year. Still got my 0.0. Maybe Pironi will hit us up again for Monza. As I think we've done for the last 3 years. So, if you want to know the story of the race right now, this is huge for the championship. Because if Lando can get past Kimi, it's huge for the championship. Blackout, thank you. This is my 4th race of the year, and every race I've been here for, Kimi didn't win. Well, there we go. It's a bad luck omen for Kimi. Not sure how Kimi's going to feel about that. Saito saying Lando's trying to pressure Kimi into a mistake. Yep, could be. Maybe Lando smells blood. I mean, they're the world champions. They know how to do it. Like I said, this is huge for the championship. I mean, it would just be like, you know, what is it, 5 points here? But Lando can start eating in. He's got a quick car. If Kimi makes more mistakes than Lando over the remainder of the season, it could happen. Wow, Hamilton has been absolutely eating into Piastri and Charles Leclerc. At this rate, in a few laps, Hamilton's going to arrive. Look at those lap times from Hamilton. It's hammer time. Hamilton's going to arrive and he's going to be on the radio asking Charles Leclerc to get out of the way. So he says, hit the like button, show your support for stream. Everyone hit the like. That's it. We've got to hit the like button now. We've got to be on 100 likes, surely. Everyone smash that like button right now. And we'll get on 100 likes. We can do it. And if you're not subscribed for whatever reason, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Safety car will be very interesting now. Lando super close behind, lots of traffic. They're going through that battling group. Russell's about to need to get past Sainz. Colapinto's going to trip up Piastri and Charles Leclerc. Good to see you, Kip, as well. Hope you enjoyed the GT stream yesterday. I need to work out what's going on with my wheel. It's good to be back on GT. The plan is I'll be live on GT again tonight, maybe. And hopefully get into doing dailies. And doing lobbies again. Maybe Funky can come up with some good combinations for us. Sounds like the catering might be a good car for that. Button slapped. Love to see it. Oh, Leclerc's very close now. Leclerc's super close. Going to go around the outside. Surely I'm just going off standings. Surely Leclerc trying to go around the outside. They'll be neck and neck. Or need to work it out for 3. So it looks like as Hamilton arrives, Leclerc gets it done on Oscar Piastri. What a topsy-turvy race this is. It looks like Lando's McLaren is faster than Kimi's Mercedes, but it looks like Leclerc's Ferrari is faster than Oscar Piastri's McLaren. And, well, Hamilton makes short work of Piastri as well. So how did Leclerc get that done? Piastri went defensive. Leclerc tried to hang it around the outside. Piastri cut him up. Leclerc did a cut back. This is all in turn 1. They were side by side through 2, where you can't really be. And then Leclerc used the banking on the high side, NASCAR style, to overtake Piastri. And Piastri had a wobble on exit as well. I wonder if Hamilton's going to try and strike while the iron's hot and get this done this lap as well. Did Russell pit? Yeah, Russell's pitted. Welcome, Moist, as well. Beautiful. Let's see if Hamilton's going to do the same thing on Oscar Piastri. Looks like Hamilton's got it done. Maybe even earlier. So here come the Ferraris. And let's see what's going to happen with George Russell versus them. So Piastri getting absolutely bodied here. Catering's off the hook on VR. I need to get my prescription lenses. I need to do a video for the lens company on my MetaQuest. Then I'll ask them for prescription lenses on the PSVR 2. I'll do a video, get some prescription lenses. Oh, Piastri push Hamilton to the inside. Yeah, it feels like a... To me, it feels like kind of like a back to school with Gran Turismo. It's like it's back to school season, and I feel like it's summer holidays are kind of coming to an end, and I'm back to school. Would you believe it? We're only just halfway. In fact, we're not even halfway. I think we're pretty much almost exactly halfway. So whoever said that this race is not exciting, as Alfonso's on the pit exit, Bortoletto's pitting. Do you still have the PlayStation kit? I can't remember. You were saying either the PlayStation or the internet. There was some issue previously. Because maybe it's a good time for me to really get the livery project back for September. Again, like a back to school thing. Maybe we could do something cool with that and show like a progression of how liveries are made or something. Lots of traffic for Antonelli and Lando to deal with. Generally, if you're the lead driver, you get a bit of a benefit. You can see Albon's in between them. SDS last Dutch GP, yes, but Formula E will be here next year. I wouldn't be surprised I wouldn't be surprised if I'm here with Formula E next season. Also, I want to drive a Formula E car. I need to propose them something. So Leclerc 1:16.5 last lap, half a second quicker than Russell, 2 seconds behind. You do the maths. Turn 1 incident involving cars 81, Piastri and Hamilton noted driving erratically. But who would that be on? Because Hamilton got the move done quite early. Would that be on Hamilton? Oh, was the internet got it all working now? Okay. Alright, I'll be in touch then. Would love this track in GT7. Yeah, I've been saying it. This track in GT7 in so many types of cars would be a load of fun. Anthony's lapped almost half the grid. Is he about to do Lindblad here? But Norris is right behind him. And Leclerc is eating into Russell for sure. For sure. And they're about to hit more traffic as well. Piastri's being dropped brutally. Oh, Piastri made a late move. Okay. Piastri seems to be a bit rattled. I wouldn't blame him. He was in podium position. And now he's in P6. How's that happened? That's racing, mate. So 1 second between Antonelli and Loris. Clearly Lando has the pace. Lindblad boxes. Ocon boxes again. So this is the two-stop strategy then. So maybe no one's going to the end. Maybe no one's going to the end, chat. So maybe there's an opportunity here for Lando to undercut. Look at Lindblad did 31 laps on the mediums. If you can do 34 laps on the mediums, Lando can undercut Kimi here. I'm calling it now. Lando can undercut Kimi and Kimi will not be able to defend it. If you see Lando jump into the pits, it's going to be absolute fireworks. The new time trials in the sport mode. Maybe I'll use that to test off screen. I think I should make a video first and then I should make sure the wheel's working and then stream. No further investigation there between Piastri and Hamilton. Joseph, very bad tyre choice for Piastri. He pitted again fast, so Piastri definitely needs to box again. So let's see. I wonder if Lando's going to do an old undercut. Nope. Not this time anyway. I wonder if Kimi will preemptively protect the undercut. Black and white flag though. Black and white flag for Oscar. Bit embarrassing at this level of racing to get a black and white flag, I'll say. Leclerc is now 1 second behind George Russell. They're about to hit quite a bit of traffic. So let's see what happens there. Lando, meanwhile, is within a second of Kimi. I can't see Hamilton going to the end pushing that hard. Yeah, so I think I called this race wrong. I thought people would go to the end, but maybe I don't think anyone's going to go to the end. Maybe like someone lower down will go, but... Lando, 7 tenths behind Kimi. What do you do if you Lando? You light this tyre. He's already been on the soft, so you can go hards again. Does anyone know what tyres does Lando have in the bag? If Lando hasn't got another fresh hard left in the bag, then he doesn't have the option. So it might depend what McLaren have got stashed away at the back of the garage. Hulkenberg is the only driver at the moment who's on soft tyres, by the way. Quite interesting. Alfonso is surely going to the end. So Alfonso could benefit here quite a bit if everyone else is still going to box ahead of him. He's already in 11th. It might be that everyone has to box. Bortoletto is going to the end. A lot of the back markers are going to the end. Verstappen seems fine, good to hear. Norris had 2 sets of new hards pre-race. But what did Norris start the race on? Did he start on mediums? Did Norris start on mediums? Then he went to a fresh set of softs at the red flag. And then he went to hards, which is on now. And you're saying he has another set of hards? I'd be thinking about doing that undercut. Lando a second behind. Antonelli does it! You snooze, you lose. Antonelli preempts the undercut. Now what do you do if you're Lando? Now what do you do? Oh, I wonder if McLaren have been too cautious there. So Kimi's going to come out. These are all lap cars, aren't they? As long as he comes out ahead of Piastri, he's good. Which he is. That wouldn't be a problem for Lando, because obviously McLaren could orchestrate that. That car will be getting blue flags. I think Russell's boxed as well. So Russell's boxed. So what do you do for the Ferrari? Wow! So the Mercedes have deliberately preempted for both of their drivers. And they basically double stacked. It was essentially a double stack. Yeah, both Mercedes were in the pit lane at the same time. So what do you do if you're Lando? Let's see. Either you go long here, or you box now. But I think if you box now, you commit to coming second. Yeah. So Lando's done a 1:16.2, but he's gonna get undercut badly by Kimi, who's already ahead. And I'm very, very, very confused why Ferrari haven't split strategy there. Very confused. Like, surely one of the Ferraris are going to run into each other now. Surely you split them. Probably Leclerc. Probably you cover who's on the medium. Lando's undercut wouldn't work because of track degradation. I think, well, let's just see what lap times Kimi does then. Let's see what lap times Kimi does. And the radio at Ferrari is surely going to be very exciting here, because Hamilton's being slowed down by Charles Leclerc. They should have boxed Leclerc. I think just should have boxed him. He's got to box or move. I didn't even say to Leclerc, like, you've got to box or move. Don't know if anyone heard Dan Ticktum's radio from Sunday at Formula E, where he was told he was in Charles Leclerc's position, was told to move, and he was like, no, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. And then the team principal came on and he said, no, I'm not pulling over. So that's Dan Ticktum for you, which is a breath of fresh air. Oh, what's going to happen here at Ferrari? What if they come together? So Kimi, let's see, Kimi last lap 15.7. Lando 16.5. Maybe Lando will prefer to have a bit of pace at the end of the race, but I just feel like Lando could have taken this race by the scruff of the neck and undercut. He could have clearly, now we know he could have undercut Kimi and got a track position, which is gold. Yeah, if a safety car happens, Lando will achieve pit stop, but that's it. If, buts and maybes. Oh, Ferrari were out in the pit lane and no one came in. But this is, I mean, look at Alfonso, because how are they not catching Alfonso, by the way? Like, Alfonso should be getting blue flags like crazy. Is Alfonso going to let Hamilton go as well? Yeah. Ferrari got to sort this out. Nice one, Drakeys. I'll have to check it out. Come on, Leclerc's got a bot. If Leclerc boxes now, he should have boxed a few laps ago. Leclerc boxes now. That almost, to me, seems like a bit of funny business going on. Because that's just hurt Hamilton massively. And this isn't arbitrary, because Hamilton is in a battle with Russell for P3. P2 now. So Leclerc comes out quite a long way behind Russell. Hamilton's pace versus Russell is not good. They're losing 2 seconds a lap. So they'll need to have a big offset at the end. Not the fastest stop for Charles Leclerc, 3.5. To say the least. Let's see what the Hamilton pace is. If Hamilton ups the pace now, then it will prove that was all a bit silly. So Lando stood in the lead doing a big offset here against Kimi. Big offset. Do you know, I think they should have pitted... my way I called it, should have pitted Leclerc immediately. Black, don't like seeing my two favourite drivers fighting for P1. It's hard being me and loving all of them. Track surface slippery in Sector 16. Is that debris, oil, water? Slippery surface flag. Piastri boxes. Slippery surface flag is out. Orange and black. What lap do you think Norris will pit? 17.1 last lap. Kimi 16.2. Well, McLaren are out in the pits. Oh, that was for Piastri. They might want to... Oh, softs! 28 laps to go and they put Piastri on the softs. Piastri's on some mad strategy here that I don't think I understand. So Piastri's on the softs. Now Hulkenberg's done 25 laps on the softs. So what's the race tie here for Lando? Sonoda boxes. What's the race tie? Hamilton keeps going around. Hamilton does a 16.2, so he's lost like quite a few seconds being behind Charles Leclerc then. Welcome report to fight. Sublime Lando has to pit before 60, surely. Well, maybe Lando's going to go softs at the end. Yeah, use softs. Does anyone know if Lando's got... Because Lando went Lando's gone medium, softs, hards. Joseph, what a wrong mad threat again for Piastri. What happened there? Is that Piastri and Lawson? Yeah, Piastri and Lawson. The fact Piastri's even battling with Lawson is kind of crazy. Although Lawson's probably a pit stop behind now. Lando last lap 6.5, Anthony last lap 6.1. This could work out for Lando. If Lando goes on to softs and he'll have a pace advantage to get past Kimi. No, they don't need to use all 3 compounds, they just need to use 2 compounds. But because at the red flag, a lot of drivers change tyre at the red flag. Lee would pit Hamilton now for mediums. Maybe Hamilton should go on to softs. But they'll all be scrubbed. Yeah, McLaren will have the best information. Their engineers right now will be seeing the lateral G and everything that Oscar's able to do on these softs. And that'll probably automatically get plugged into their simulations. And then obviously they'll make a decision. Here we go. Chai's got the information. 1 new hard, 1 new medium. That was pre-race. So he hasn't got any new hards left. In fact, he doesn't have any other hards left. He's already on this set. So he hasn't got any more mediums left. Lando can only go on to softs. If your information is right, Lando can only go on to softs. So this has been there's been no other option all along. Lando's had to get into a position where he's going long on this stint because he's boxing now. So let's see if our information is correct in chat. Then Lando's going on to softs, slightly scrubbed softs. Let's see. Let's see if we're correct or not. There goes Kimi. And there's Lando. Alfonso in the way again. Hards! Fresh hards! So maybe our intel was not correct. No, unless Lando went onto scrubbed hards previously. But looks like our information is maybe not correct. But in any event, Lando's on fresh hards now to the end, and he can absolutely spank them. Lando can drive those hard. So Lando is 6 seconds behind Kimi. Remember, he got the gap down to about a second. The team's tyre availability is the same going into the weekend, but the weekend starts on Friday. So it depends what you do in free practice 1, 2, well, and there's sprint race as well here, sprint qualifying. You know, your tyres have to last across all of that. So you might see a driver use a different tyre for a sprint race, and that's a bit weird. But then that gives him an extra option here. Black says Chai is the best in digging out the tyre info. Yeah, we're getting that intel live. Doesn't get better than that, as Alfonso will get out of the way for Lando. And 4.7 now is the gap. So I wonder if Lando's going to absolutely eat into Kimi here. Points for Aston? I would say so, because I think Alfonso's going to go to the end. And I think Hulkenberg will need to box for show. And Tsunoda's 10 seconds behind, as Oscar Piastri does his fastest lap of the race. So Hamilton is the unknown quantity at the top. Hamilton's got to box. He's going to come out behind Leclerc, and then they're going to see if Hamilton can get past Leclerc and into Russell. Leclerc's just basically ruined Hamilton's race here, I would say, because he's lost about 3 seconds, I think. Yeah, it looks like retirement for Stroll. Hulkenberg in the box now, so I think Alfonso will overtake him. No, actually, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to be touch and go. Maybe it's going to be touch and go. And in any event, Hulkenberg is going to be on better tyres, so maybe Alfonso will stay where he is. It will just be a case of whether Tsunoda can go to the end on those softs and overtake Alfonso. Yeah, Hulkenberg out ahead of Alfonso. And on hards as well. I mean, I quite fancy being Liam Lawson now on those hards and Hulkenberg, but they're just too far behind Piastri, I think. Is the unfortunate, not really racing with anyone. But the strategy, they've done very good to come out here on those tyres, I think is pretty good. So Lando, ooh, 14.3. The gap is down to 2 seconds already. That's for the lead of the Grand Prix. Don't be fooled by the leaderboard. The leaderboard is just lying to you. This is actually for the lead of the Grand Prix. So I think Lando's going to get this done. And I think McLaren have smashed the strategy here. Yeah, I think Lando has smashed the strategy. So 1.6. Again, Lando's going to do another unbelievable lap time, I reckon. Lando is at yeah, pretty much the same. So under 2 seconds. Tell you what, Hamilton might have a role in this to play, because Hamilton is... This is for position, technically. But I think Hamilton will be shocked here if he finishes behind Leclerc, which it looks like it might happen. He'll be shocked because he should have been overtaking Russell. 67% player attendance. Put that in Discord for me so I can see it. So your top three are very close now. I hope Hamilton stays out for the banter, frankly. But Lando might get this done. Let's see here. Lando might get this done into turn 1. This will be massive. If Lando gets this done into turn 1, it's huge. Absolutely huge. By the way, hit the like button. Come on, we got 300 people watching, 100 likes. Come on, smash the like button. We can do it. So Lando, half a second behind. Surely he's got so much more grip here. Let's see. This could be a great battle. It's not quite close enough. Yeah, Lando advantage. Nothing in 3. Unless he does something in like 9 or 10. We'll have to wait again. And this is a dangerous thing where you just get... You end up like, oh, I can't quite get it done here. I'll have to wait, I'll have to wait, I'll have to wait. Russell saying... Anthony saying he's got no rears. Well, he's only 11 laps in, mate. Sorry to break it to you, but you've got 29 laps to go. And Hamilton, just ahead of all of this, that is for position. This is converging very excitedly. If that's the right word. Lando smells blood here, put it like that. And is Leclerc catching Russell? Leclerc's catching Russell again. If Ferrari can't overtake Russell, then they've really messed this up. I mean, Hamilton's going to be a long way behind Russell. Don't box now, though. Yes. Okay, so Lando... What's Lando up to? Trying to go around the outside or something? Kimi's just done his fastest lap of the race. So Kimi's desperately trying. Welcome, Simba. There's summary in the pinned comment. But basically, the top 3 is all for position, but Hamilton needs to box again. This is very exciting. Could Hamilton go long? You know, I hadn't really considered that. I hadn't really considered it. 47 laps. It doesn't... I think it's irrelevant, because I think he'll get overtaken by Russell. I say that. Second lap. I don't know. It's possible. It's a good point, actually. It's just all condensing for this top spot. I wonder, is Kimi getting overtake from Hamilton? Kimi getting overtake mode? It must be really frustrating Lando, because maybe McLaren had worked this all out with Kimi, but they didn't expect Hamilton to be there. Stay out, Lewis. Stay out. Stay out. Stay out. Yes. 3 wide into turn 1. Go on. 3 wide into turn 1. Let's make that happen. You can all fit through there. There's enough space. There's not enough space. Don't tell them. Looks like Lando gets past Kimi. And then Lando will need to get past Hamilton. Otherwise, Kimi's going to get him back. You can't overtake through this section. You just can't do it. I mean, even if you're Senna. So Lando will have to wait through 7. And maybe do a dive up the inside of 8, but that's risky. And all the time now he's being held up. So we'll see what... Maybe Kimi's going to be really smart and just charge battery. Very, very, very exciting, this. Is Lando going to get it done into 11? Lando gets it done into 11. Smart. Lando's earning his... That's world champion level driving, that. Really is. And that might win Lando the race here, because Lando can go to the end. Lando's just got to do his thing. Yellow flag somewhere, though. Ocon's off! Is it going to be safety car? Hamilton box! Hamilton box! Ah, Hamilton, why did you not box, bro? Brother! Is it going to be safety car now? Because if Ocon's gone off the wall there, if he's hit the paint and hit the wall and smashed up his rear of his car, is it double yellows or singles? Oh, I'll tell you what, Hamilton would be okay because that'll still be out long enough. Yeah, VSC. So maybe Hamilton shouldn't have boxed because he would have boxed too early. Maybe I called it too early. So who's boxing there? Bortoletto's boxing. Lindblad may as well. No, don't Lindblad, no. Sainz, you box. You box. Albon, sorry, you're screwed. Lawson, what are you doing there? No, Lawson, you're screwed as well. Apologies. But Hamilton, you definitely box. He's still going to lose out to Russell. But... Or should Hamilton have boxed? How long is this VSC going to go for? How long is the VSC going to go for? Does what do you do for your Piastri? If you're Piastri, you may as well box. You may as well box if you're Piastri. Okay, Hamilton, you need to box. Hamilton, you need to box. Hamilton, do not drive past that pit. Okay. 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 They did it. Yeah, Leclerc, may as well. May as well. And... Oh, Lawson's so... Yeah, Piastri. Oscar, you may as well box. Oscar, get some fresh boots on, son. Hamilton generally annoyed. Well, I think that's brought it back to Hamilton, because Hamilton's now, you know, big tyre delta over Russell. And the gap isn't the longest in the world, so it's worked. It's kind of brought it back. Only 7 more crashes for Cadillac to get points. That was playing long game, Cadillac. Yeah, double stat for Ferrari. Did Oscar box? Yeah, Oscar boxed. I should be on the pit. Should be on the... We should run a team. Who's got the budget? Who's got a spare $100 million? Gina doesn't mind Lando winning, just hope Lewis can stay on the podium. Still under VSC. You know what's interesting? Actually, you know what's really interesting here? Mercedes should have boxed both Russell and... I feel like Kimi should box, but Kimi can't box because he'll lose out to Russell. Yes, they're going to box Kimi. They're going to box Kimi. They're going to box Kimi. Exactly. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Now, they don't need to box Russell. They just need to... Russell just needs to let Kimi through. Oh. This is 8D chess. This is 8D chess. This is 8D chess here. Tell you what, Hamilton's pretty close to Kimi here. Hamilton's going to be pretty close to Kimi. Ooh. Ooh. What's the cheapest budget car you could build? That'd be a good YouTube video. Black or chip in as soon as we win the lottery. Okay, we've all got to start playing the lottery. That's the... It's almost too easy. Yeah, let us know, Captain Howdy, what you got there. We all chip in. I think I've got the wheel, so we can save on the wheel. We've got the wheel already. I've got a race suit. I've got a helmet. Looks like maybe it's clear now. VSC ending. VSC ending. 16 lap sprint. Let's go. Now, what's going to happen here with Kimi and Russell? Because Russell, who I predicted to win the Grand Prix, by the way, is in P2 right now. Lando couldn't quite pit. Basically, if there's a safety car, Kimi's looking quite good. ECU in purchase one Formula... Yeah, we can turn a Formula Student car into Formula 1 car. You'll be driving, yeah, our Widowmaker with the sim racing steering wheel. Was it a slow stop for Kimi? Is that why? Okay, 15 laps to go. Let's see who's got the pace. Who's got the pace? So Hamilton... Wow. If Hamilton's got the pace, he could get P2 here. Get a P2. So we need to see what Kimi and Hamilton's pace is versus Russell's pace. And also Mercedes are in a little bit of a bind here because Russell's going to have to let Antonelli through, but then going to have to defend against Hamilton, and that could be a bit difficult to do without getting a penalty. Or Russell might say, I can't let Kimi through because Hamilton's going to get through as well. Burt Reynolds style. So Hamilton's ended up ahead of Leclerc, which is great for him. So doesn't have to do all that nonsense again. But he's ended up some mad scrub set. He's on a 9-lap scrub set. I'm not sure Hamilton had the tyres in the bank. Meanwhile, Piastri's not really going to gain anything, just kind of... So Russell being told just work as a team here if Kimi's out of the fight. What does that mean? Kimi's out of the fight. Yeah, 10 scrub... What have those softs been doing? I mean, Hamilton will know. If the tyres aren't that, he'll be like, why did you put me on these tyres?
Keep trying.
He'll say it. He ain't going to keep it for the debrief, put it like that. So Piastri faster sector 1 out of anyone. Hamilton 4/10 slower than Kimi, sector 1. Hamilton slower than Russell, sector 1. So I think Hamilton here might be screwed over by his tyres. Yeah, we'll have to get the super license, but they'll look at my sim racing and they'll be like, they'll just give it, they'll rubber stamp it. What'll be interesting if it's Charles Leclerc is lapping faster than Hamilton. That would be very interesting. So 14.5 for Kimi, 14.8 for Hamilton, 15 dead for Leclerc, 14.5 for Piastri, but I think Piastri's too far behind, I think. And Kimi is basically a second a lap quicker than George Russell. So the story here is going to be how quick are Lewis and Kimi going to catch George? Welcome, Vivian. Quite an exciting race. I don't think it's an all-time classic, but it's like it's a very good solid race from a strategy perspective. Certainly hasn't been like a one-stop with no one overtaking. This is Formula One kind of like, yeah, it's good. It's a good watch. It's a good watch. Basically, it's a race where you needed to have softs in the bank. Colapinto, another yellow flag infringement. Sounds like him. So Hamilton now faster sector 1 than Kimi. So Russell 15.4 last lap. Kimi 14.7. Is Hamilton 14 as well? No, Hamilton's 50.1. So Hamilton only gaining 3/10 on George that time around. But he's only... No, he wouldn't get there in time at that rate. Why they're not on mediums? I don't know. Welcome, Size X. Good to see you. Hamilton's on what? Did they put Hamilton on older tyres he was on already? Imagine pulling up to the pits as VSC is timed perfectly for you. It's going to bring the race back to you. You're going to save like loads of time, and you pull up in the box on your marks like on a dime, and you look at what and you see the battered tyres they're taking off, and you just see what they're putting on, and there's canvas showing. They're all blistered and grained, and like they're marked like "Do not use." Lawson yellow flag infringement as well. Hamilton 14.5, so quite varied there. Leclerc going faster as well. But the important thing there in the scheme of things is Hamilton was a second faster than George Russell. He's actually also faster than Kimi. So basically Hamilton needs to hammer time it. Hamilton needs to hammer time it here. Yeah, Piastri fastest driver on track at the moment. Ferrari being Ferrari, just doing Ferrari things. So the gap to Antonelli 2.3. Keep an eye on that. Could be a very exciting finish here. Because in any event, Antonelli's going to hit Russell. Antonelli's going to catch Russell. So something will need to happen there. Russell's going to have to lose a bunch of time letting Kimi through. I don't think... Well, okay, with 10 laps to go, if we get a Mercedes duel, that's incredible. But I don't think we're going to get... Oh my goodness, are we going to get a Mercedes duel? In my head, I'm just thinking Russell's going to let Kimi through, but that also seems really dumb. Chat, what do you think is going to happen? Is Russell going to let Kimi through? Or is Russell going to fight Kimi? What do you think? It's 2 seconds in it now. Antonin says Russell to fight. Yeah, Norris. Yeah, it's all credit to Norris. He's driving this race here. He didn't even box. By the way, Norris didn't even need to box and all of that. Kind of crazy. Lee, Russell will fight as he's going to catch Norris. Oh, thanks, Funky. Yes, please do smash the like button. I need to be better at this. 300 people watching. If everyone hits the like button right now, it'll be on 300 likes. It'll be amazing. It does. I think it does really help the stream. Don says fight, fight, fight. Stas says Russell should fight. He's lost enough. Black George is a fighter. Okay. So, I wonder if Russell fights Kimi, if that's going to allow Hamilton to catch both of them, overtake both of them. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. 9 laps to go. Hamilton still a second a lap faster than Russell and about 4 seconds behind, let's say. So in 5 laps at this rate, Hamilton's going to catch, but his tyres are... He's been done by his tyres. AkitiK saying Ferrari decided not to let Lewis have means for Boston last instance of the race. Don says no papaya. Yeah, there'll be no papaya rules. Yeah, 100%. I think forget Antonelli catching Russell. I think Hamilton's going to catch Russell, so it's going to force the issue between Mercedes. I mean, there's 1 second gap now, so they're in each other's air. So Isaac says the kid Kimi will pass King George. Let's see. That sounds like a headline to me. Yeah, it's going to be 1 second. Kimi's now getting slipped from George. What camera did I use inside the PS? I think I just used an iPhone. I think we just used an iPhone. Tried to use a DJI, but it moved around too much. We just put an iPhone in there. No, I do get emails, but a lot of them do go in spam. I try and check them. It's still always worth sending me an email. So under a second now for Kimi behind Russell, and Hamilton is 2 seconds behind that, and again took 7/10 out of Russell last lap. Bottas retiring. Valvi saying Alfonso doing, yeah, Alfonso P9, be more points for Alfonso. So let's see what Russell is going to do here. So Isaac's saying it's hammer time. Look at Leclerc in the background as well. Don't rule out Leclerc being involved here in some way. Okay. Oh, I just wonder if Russell's going to stay ahead of Kimi. No. Surely Russell's pulled over. Surely Russell's pulled over there and let Kimi through. Surely. Yes. So Russell's playing the team game. Team orders. I don't know if anyone was able to hear that. It looks like Russell's lost a load of time by doing it around turn 1. How was it? How did it go down in turn 1? Russell stayed on the outside. Oh, Russell slowed down a lot on the outside. So now Hamilton's all over Russell. And I think Hamilton's going to get the podium here. I think Hamilton's going to get the podium. I don't see Russ. And to be fair, I think what's interesting here is that this is a terrible result for Charles Leclerc, because Leclerc was ahead of Hamilton. And Leclerc just could not get past Russell. And now the cookie's crumbled. Hamilton with 6 laps to go has got Russell exactly where he wants him. Doesn't even need to do it right now. I think he can apply more pressure. Yeah, for me, ain't no way Russell's getting a double podium here, but I might be wrong. Do you think they should have used Kimi to block Hamilton instead? It's a good point in that if you look at it purely from a team perspective, maybe Mercedes could have had a better job at getting a 2-3. That's a good point. I like the way you think, but A, that's risky, and B, there's just like a natural order of things. You kind of want to keep your faster drivers happy. Because a natural order of that is in the debrief with George. You can just say, George, you just weren't fast enough. And then George has to go and find time. So Hamilton for the win. I don't think Hamilton's winning. Welcome, Zeno. Oh, is that what happened, Funky, then? So I wonder if Russell's going to fight like hell with Hamilton. And I wonder if Hamilton's being a bit smart here, letting everything recharge, kind of let everything cool down. Toying with George a little bit. Colapinto penalty. And it's interesting it was a drive-through before that's penalty. And then they'll really put on the pressure. Sainz is boxing 5 laps to go. Could that be retirement? Struggle to think he could have done 5 more laps on those hards. Maybe he really couldn't have. So I suppose what you could do, Gina, I'm very interested by your question. If you're Mercedes, you could say Kimi should give slipstream to George. That's what you could do. So Kimi's going to go past, but he's going to give you slipstream. And you say to Kimi, don't be more than 2 seconds ahead of George. Again, it's quite difficult to organise, but these are very good drivers. Unless there's a safety car, there's no way. There's no way that Lando doesn't win this race now, because even if there's safety cars now, it's going to finish by a safety car. The only way Lando doesn't win is if there's a red flag and they restart the race on the grid. Is Hamilton going to try and overtake Russell? Look at Leclerc. Like I mentioned, Leclerc joining the party now. If I was Leclerc, I'd be on that radio saying, "Hey, Hamilton's had enough time. Let me have a pop." That's what I'd be on the radio saying. Track surface slippery in 7. That's where they're going now. Be careful. Bono and Jose Bono, there's something wrong with the car. It's like aero degradation. Doesn't seem to be affecting. As Albon's in the pits now. That doesn't make any sense to me because Albon only done 17 laps on the mediums. They didn't retire Sainz anyway. Very weird from Williams what's going on there. Hamilton into 11. Nope. Slippery surface flag is out, by the way. There is a slippery surface flag out. I think it's because gravel. I think gravel's been spilt on the track. I think that's why. Right, Hamilton 4 tenths behind. VSC! What the hell? For the slippery surface? That's controversial, given where Hamilton was over Russell. And look how Hamilton's dropped off. Oh! Double yellow in Sector 7. Is it the gravel? George Russell would have paid £1 million for that. Hamilton was about to overtake or send it, I think. Literally was about to send it. This is like karting now. This is like... It's not about... Ending. We had that before at another race. Do you remember VSC came out for like 30 seconds? Oh, they put marshals on the circuit to... God, that looked dangerous, those marshals. I think what happened is maybe the Williams came together. They did. Oh, dearie me. What a shambles at Williams. Yeah, Sainz hit Albon. Albon's floor was flopping about, and I bet it came off there. So I wonder if Hamilton's been smart and immediately just recharged everything. 2 laps to go. Next time around, it's going to be last lap. Yeah, now Leclerc's all the way there. Oh, is that smoke from Hamilton's engine? No, maybe it was... Yes, no. Oh, yes, something on the exhaust burning from Hamilton. Something on the exhaust burning for Hamilton. Oh, when Lando goes over, it's going to be last lap. What an interesting race. Now, I think if you're Ferrari, you have to say to Charles, like, let Hamilton have a go. Oh. I'll tell you what, all credit to George Russell if he doesn't get overtaken here, but I can't... What's going on there? But I kind of feel like Sainz has got a penalty for taking out Albon. I kind of feel like a bit like Silverstone. Ferrari have lost Hamilton or Leclerc a podium here. Like, it feels like either of them should have got past Russell. Let's see what happens. 4 tenths on the way in. It's last lap now. This is the last time we'll be able to do something in turn 1. It's the last time in the race into turn 1. Not much space left. Oh, maybe it does. Okay, sorry. I just saw it. I was like, ugh. Tell you what, I might be wrong as well. It might be Leclerc's all over the back of Hamilton here. If they take each other out, pure cinema. If I'm Hamilton, I generally feel like, how on earth did we not get a podium in this race? Russell defending with his life. I think that VSC as well has like really saved Russell, but I think the VSC was completely fair enough, because if there was bits of barge board on the circuit, they don't want to risk a puncture, especially in that last corner. We saw what happened with Max. Prince Bernard, owner of the circuit, getting away with the flag. And Lando wins. Congratulations to Lando. And Hamilton ain't going to get this done. He's going to run out of corners. So, all credit to Lando, yeah, and all credit to Russell. What's Leclerc doing? I don't know what Leclerc's doing there, because... I don't think... I think all that happened is it stopped Ferrari from getting a podium. But I might be looking at it a little bit weird. Piastri P6, great result for Lawson, by the way. Great result for Hulkenberg, great result for Alfonso, and then first Alpine in P10. Yeah, congratulations to Lando, everyone. Put the orange in there for the Papaya Army. Joseph, all credit to Lando, he wins it in style. Yeah, Lando, to be fair, Lando won that race conventionally, like, pace-wise. So, and Mercedes look a bit worrying, like Russell's pace, very worrying there. Double podium Mercedes. Yes, double podium Mercedes. McLean, happy to see Lawson in top 10. Yes. And Blackout's officially Kimi's curse. What? When are you going to be joining us next? Keep the championship interesting. Aston points. Guess that Hamilton did the right thing backing off on a track warning. Oh, was there track warnings all for a few laps there in 7? I would just keep an eye on, like... I'm sure Ferrari will PR it. But if Hamilton wants to say what happened, I don't think he'll be too impressed about how that race was managed. Even the tyres he went on to... Yeah, all credit to George Russell there. All credit to George Russell for getting a P3. And congratulations to Lando winning the race by 11 seconds. And also, I just think quite a good race. Quite a fun race. I mean, we've had 2 hours and 10 minutes of really good entertainment. No complaints. Norris first response. Gorgeous. You having a go at Russell there. Yeah, solid race. I don't know what's next. What's next on the calendar? Does anyone know? Also, I'll do a race recap video. I'll put it on Formula Fan TV. If any other mods can put the link to Formula Fan TV in, which is my motorsport channel. But I keep this channel mainly for sim racing. FIA said please take extreme caution into the pit lane. Okay. Size X Mafia Ferrari up to their tricks again. Gina, I'm surprised Ferrari finished high after late decisions. There we go. That's Formula Fan TV. That's my channel. That's what was called Kireth Motorsports, same channel. And I think I'll do a little video. I'm going to talk about now, like, how the tyres were important. I feel like the tyres were important. And Lando and George did one less stop, didn't they? Yeah. Lando looks buzzing. Lando looks like he's on the charge for a World Championship. That's the hunch I'm getting. Also, Williams, absolute shambles. I feel like George Russell shouldn't have been fighting in the light. He could have been P2. You saying you could have defended against Kimi? I mean, with the way the VSC went,
Okay, crack on.
I think if it was George Russell, you're buzzing though. Nice one, Chai. Great to have you on board. Yeah, I think it could be an exciting end to the season. So I will I'll do a video now on Formula Fan TV. Also, have lots of shorts coming out. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. I'm on all of those. Just search my name. And yeah, we're doing a lot of short form content as well, which is like quite nicely produced. Welcome, Piotr. Thanks, Funky, as well. Fingers crossed, do a GT stream tonight if I can get that working. So no promises, but if I can get it working. But my plan is I want to get up to speed on GT, and then I want to do some lobbies, and then I want to get back into dailies. Actually, that's really what I want to do. I've got really good energy for GT because I haven't been like slaving away on it. So I'm excited for GT. Like even with the update, you can see I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is different. Well, everyone, I'm going to jump off the stream then. I'm going to record something, and I might be streaming later, but hopefully I'll see you for the next Formula 1 race, wherever that is. And we'll see if Lando's going to go on a bit of a championship charge. Italy, Monza, my